Her nose. I'm talking about that bitch in her nose. How's everybody doing? Oh my God. Hi, Jack. Ricks. How's everybody doing? Shelly, what's going on? Yeah, we got to say hi, haters. Hey. Oh my God. Is it 9 o'clock yet? I have 1 minute. Yeah, we have a lot to talk about tonight, but I'm not going to be here too long. Okay, our sister in her kitchen trying to hurry up and quickly get dinner done in 1 hour. And I'm just starting, so it's not going to take long to cook dinner. But there's a few people who have a couple of things to say. And there's a few people I want to talk to. You know, I just want y'all to know, listen, this area is open to anyone who have any statements you want to make, if you have any comments you want to make. And also, if you know what I'm saying, you decide you want to troll at your own risk. Okay? I just have this to say. Instead of saying it in the comment section, why don't you come into the hangout? Why you don't come in the hangout and be like, hey, Bomb, this is how I feel. But I'm tired of some of you hidden motherfuckers thinking that you sliding by, thinking that we don't recognize who you are. Okay? And I haven't announced the entire Ratchet crew. Right? There is an honorary member of the Ratchet crew, and he is a male. And let me just say this, you sly ass nigga. You know exactly who I'm talking about. I've never mentioned you out of my mouth. Not ever. I'm not even going to say your name now because I'm not going to even give you the satisfaction, motherfucker. But what I'm going to say is, like I told you in the comment today, you're not smart enough to fucking deal with me. That bullshit you talking about, analytics. You don't think we know who you are? You don't think I know exactly who you are? You speak the same way in the text as you do when you're flapping your gums with them ratchet ass bitches over there. Now, I have a question for you, though. Why would anybody support a group of women who are having children after child after child after child with different fathers? They can't afford it. They whining about this and whining about this, about their lives. And yet you will be over there supporting them. When they attack a woman who was like, look, you may have made some mistakes. You need to love yourself and you could do better. There's something different out there. See, that's all I was saying. And they decided to come and attack me based on those words. And because they attacked me, you know, they thought I was just some, I don't know, lame old lady who was just going to sit there and allow them to attack me without coming back at them. They just got the shock of their fucking life when they realized I wasn't that way. I don't know why some of you people actually believe that human beings have one side to themselves. You know you have multiple sides to yourself, so why wouldn't other people have multiple sides to themselves? Hi, Mike. How you doing? D Foxy, how you doing? That's what I want to know. I want to know why you think you are so fucking different. We are alike as human beings, in many, 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 many ways. There are those of us who have that, that side that could be kind of calm and cool, collective. If you have that type, that side, then you could be a good mother, a good mate to someone. If you just on go, you go from 1 to 10, like them bitches over there, they brag about going from 1 to 10 in an instant. What is so fabulous about that? Why in the Black community are we so willing to grasp at the negativity, the negative things about our human nature? Why are we so anxious to grasp for that and brag about it as if it's something to brag about? That's what I want to know. Because you know what I'm saying? I remember being a younger child. I was like humans work for some of you dumb motherfuckers. Y'all don't know. At one time I was a toddler, an infant, and then a toddler. Then I became a little girl. You know what I'm saying? Then I became a teen, then a young woman, and now I'm a mature adult woman. I've lived my life through those stages, just like you dumb motherfucker. So when somebody come at me, oh, she's just an old woman talking, what the fuck does that mean? Do you know how many people do not reach this age? You will be lucky if you reach my age, especially the way some of you act. Now, this is how I feel. I feel like some of you can't stand Tommy Sotomayor, right? Because you'll say his message is given too harshly. Oh, Tommy, he's so mean. He's so nasty. He's mean and nasty with it. That's what y'all say. So I decided to come and be have the same type of message, but be on the other end of it. And when you're on the other end of it, you get attacked. You motherfuckers won't dare go and attack Tommy. Not one of you motherfuckers. But see, that's because you know right off the bat, he not going to put up with your shit. I came over here nice as can be, and these ratchet ass bitches decided to come at me. And that's exactly how that took place. And if they would admit, if they would be honest, they would admit this. How you doing? I sound like your fiance. You know what I mean? They would admit this. They would admit that I made a couple of nice videos. I'm not even sure if they up on this account, right? I've had 2 accounts that were removed over them ratchet ass bitches. They will lie. They will cheat. They will try to get you fired from your fucking jobs. Listen to me when I tell you, the reason those bitches are ratchet is not because of where they live. It's not because their life situations as far as how many kids they have by how many fathers. That's not why I call them ratchet. I call them ratchet because they're dangerous, no good, sneaky ass bitches who will, soon as you disagree with them, they want to find out where you live. They will put you up on some website, give out your address, and ask people to come and rape you. They will make up lies about you. Now, what else? I mean, I could come up with quite a few motherfucking names to call them. But I decided to stick with the Ratchet crew. That's what somebody said. I was like, okay, that does fit them. Right? Because they think when I was doing these videos, in fact, I didn't even know these whores. Like, I didn't even know them. Literally, I did not know them. So when I was speaking, I was not speaking about them. How can I speak about someone I don't know? I was speaking in general terms, and they felt that I was touching their souls. They thought I was talking about them, and therefore they decided to make me their enemy. Well, bitch, you stumbled across the devil. You just didn't know it. You just didn't fucking know it. That's because I have that angel side of me, that makes me a good mother, makes me a good friend, someone people can rely in, and also somebody who people feel safe in discussing their secrets with. And I will keep the secrets. See, that's my normal everyday me. And then you pop that bullshit though, and then you'll get the opposite of that. Right? And that happens to be that Scorpio. That's that Scorpio side. And y'all notice exactly, there was a female on here who admitted she was a Scorpio, and y'all know she wasn't nothing to play with. That bitch will hunt you down and put your shit out there. I've never done those things because I'm not the type to want to go to jail. I'm not gonna do no illegal activity just over no goddamn YouTube, no Facebook, or no Snapchat and all that shit. See, but that comes with a Scorpio, that comes with maturity. When you realize that you don't want to go to jail over no fuck shit. But them bitches over there, they'll start speaking about, oh, I keeps it real. I keeps it real. I keep it 100. Yeah, bitch, you keeping it 100 by staying in the same position you've been in since you was a kid. And that's what's sad. That's what's sad. Oh no, I'm hood. I'm hood. What the fuck does being hood really mean except that you live in a neighborhood? Oh no, I drag these bitches. No, bitch. You can't name one fucking year that you drag someone. You know how I know? Because you've been pregnant every year since you've been a kid. So was you dragging bitches in between your pregnancies? That's all. This is what I'm talking about. But yet they'll talk about, oh, they over there talking about us. Their lives must be miserable. What does that even mean? What does that mean? Like when you are 40 years old, Angela, see, I don't want there to be no mistakes. I'm not the type to be subliminal. If I have something to say to you, I'm going to mention your name. So I'm talking to Angela, hoof nose. That's who I'm talking about. The bitch who they will talk about my body, right? They'll talk about my looks. Now, let me just say that these bitches that's how they attack people. They go on looks. So that's what they started that shit. I've not called them unattractive at one time. Not one time. I don't have to use those terms. But yes, I've been fat. I have kinkles. I have this and that and third. And then they had the nerve to talk about my vagina. I'm like, you are a female who claims to be, I guess you're such a lady, right? Because you would never, ever show your vagina. You would just have multiple kids by multiple daddies. You know what I'm saying? Pass through your vagina. That's what you'll have. But you're better than I am. Let's think about that for a moment. You're better than I am. You're not going to find not one guy, besides my fucking husband, in the last 20 years who's going to say that they've had sex with me or touched my vagina. Both my kids are for my husband, their father. And I'm not saying that to say I'm better than anyone, but I'm better than you, bitch, since you want to judge. You want to compare. I did not come here to compare my life with anybody and make it seem like you did something wrong. I was just coming to say, look, there's a different way to look at this. Did y'all know there's a lot of Black people who do not live in inner cities? Unbeknownst to a lot, that every one of us aren't in gangs. Can I at least be allowed to show the world that we all aren't out here shooting at each other? Some of us do care about our communities. We do care about our children. Can I be allowed to do that on my fucking YouTube channel without a Black person coming at me side fucking ways? And then what's worse about the shit is that I allowed myself to be pulled into the drama. I allowed it. Now I'm going to try to pull myself out of the drama. But bitches, if y'all want to keep swinging, I'm good with it. And then what's sad about these bitches is that they'll fucking call your employer. See, that's what I'm talking about when we say ratchet ass bitches. These bitches have called people's employers. They claim to be calling people POs, even though they don't have no POs. All kinds of shit. These bitches went digging up shit in newspapers, like doing their research as if they are investigators. One bitch was talking about she makes 6 figures. When everybody started digging into her shit and found out this bitch just filed bankruptcy just fucking last year, while she was popping that shit about making 6 figures during the same period of time she was filling out the bankruptcy papers. You see what I'm saying? Now, that doesn't make no fucking sense, now does it? Why come on and start drama with the lies? Why can't you just be who you are? I don't make 6 figures. We got one bitch over there right now, the birther of these ratchet ass bitches. Sasa Ray birthed these bitches. Okay? They were nothing without her. They are nothing without her. And then when she expelled their asses, you know, she birthed them and then left them to their own devices and shit. Now they over here don't know what to do, arguing amongst themselves. The messenger, mastermind, Beasley. Oh, is Beasley in here? I didn't even see his name. Anyway, how's everybody doing? I'm just wondering, like, when are we as Black people, right? When are we going to stop this nonsense? When are we going to realize that we don't have to grasp on to this thing called thug? We don't have to grasp on to that shit. They push it on us, right? Because it's a stereotype. Did y'all know it's a stereotype? Other people are afraid of Black men because they taught that to us. I was afraid. I was a little, as a matter of fact, me being a young woman, I was confused as fuck. How? Because in my family and the people I was raised around, right? In the communities that I was raised around and even visited when I went to cousins and people homes, I did not see no motherfucker Black man as no thug. They were all there protecting each other, protecting the neighborhood. That's what I saw. But as a young adult coming out into the world, I started hearing people say, Black men are thugs. Grab your purse. They'll hit you over your head. They'll hurt you. And so it was a little confusing to me because I'm thinking, wait a minute. Is that a different type of Black man than the one I grew up with? Like, how am I going to know the difference? You know, so it took me a while to try to figure out, wait a minute, this shit just isn't true. Except for the young Black men who hear it so much when they're growing up that they grasp onto that shit and they think that that should be their identity. They think they need to be tough and rough and they need to be thugs. They don't see no other way of living their lives except to be thugs because that's all they seen. That's all they've seen. They may see one Black person over there, a teacher over here who's doing something different, but for the most part, that's all they see. And so when they grow up, they think they need to be that tough, rough drug dealer. The music even tell them, right? Y'all want to know why these men are against Black women right now? The music. I played music the other night. They didn't call one female a bitch. None of those men who was doing those love songs and being smooth with their shit, none of them was considered as simps. None of them. A man who loved a woman wasn't considered a fucking simp. A woman who loved the man and was willing to put up with some of his bullshit wasn't called stupid. The only person who could call a woman stupid in what she is doing with somebody she loves is herself. If she decides that she's been not doing things right for her sake, then she could call herself stupid. But nobody else should be on the sidelines telling her she's stupid. when it deals with love. That's all I'm saying. Hello, do you think everyone should start using space hoppers instead of cars to get around, because space hoppers are more important? I don't even know what space hoppers is, Mike Perry. It looks like you need to go and look at a cartoon, baby. Okay? Because, see, this is what we're having right now. We have a lot of men, black men, who are into these video games and they're into those cartoons, you know, the Avengers and all that bullshit. And men have always, you know, young boys have always been in comic books. I get it. But now we have grown ass men into this shit so much that they starting to adapt the terminology and throw that shit at people. It's like, it's fucking crazy. It's saddening. Because I love, first of all, I love all people. I don't care what color you are. If you are a decent person, then you are a decent person. You don't have to be wealthy for me to like you. You know what I mean? If you're a good person, you're a good person. But let's be fucking clear. I am for the empowerment, the better of the black community, because we are in desperate needs right now. And there's a lot of people not going to speak up on it, right? They just stay with their little family. There's a lot of middle class black families. And they just figured, hey, I'm going to just do me. I'm going to educate my kids. We're just going to do me. We're going to do us. We're going to do us. We're going to do us. What they're not realizing is the larger picture. There is no us or you without us. So when your kids grow up surrounded by people who nobody educated them on certain things, then where that leaves your kid? Where does that leave your kid? So yes, right now we are in, it's crazy, the issues we have in our community. Because it used to be just in certain communities. Since the internet, it's like shit that might have been just secluded to one area have now become not just in that state, in that area and in that state, but now some fool in a whole nother area start listening to the people in this area. And then it becomes an issue in that area. Like example with women and their hair. When have I ever in my fucking life ever heard a man care about a woman's hair? Ever. He might care about his woman's hair, right? Like my husband, for example. For years I've been saying, hey, since I'm always wearing this and wearing that, I'm gonna cut my hair. And my husband, nope. I'm like, why? Because when I go out, I'll either have this wig on or I have some pieces in. I could just go cut my hair and it'll fit better. He was like, nope. Right? So, yes, he has a right to care about my hair. But when did it become the rest of y'all motherfucker business on what another woman do? Most of y'all don't even have a woman that you can actually give your advice to. And then you want to tell other women who have no relationship with you on what they should do with their fucking hair. That is some weird ass shit. You men are starting to become too much into women's business instead of taking care of your business. A woman in her hair is like you wearing, whether you wear a fitted cap that day or you don't wear a fitted cap that day. It's as simple as fucking that. Women, you see a woman with her hair long down to her back one day, and the next motherfucking day, her hair is a cut in a bob. And it may be her hair and it may not. But what does it fucking matter to you? As long as if she's your woman, she looks good. If when you look at her, you're like, that's my baby. That's all this should be. That's all it should be. And that's the truth of the matter. But y'all lames, and I'm going to call you fucking lames. You lames who would have no girlfriends, no wives. You know what I'm saying? You don't even know how to speak to a woman. You got the fucking nerve to be on the internet talking about her hair. All these bitches, they need to go natural. How about this? For every one of you men who care about a woman's hair and you want her to go natural, how about you go natural? What I want you to do, right? Because I know you don't want a woman who shaved bald, right? You don't want a woman who shaved bald. So what we're going to do, we want you to let your black hair, your natural motherfucking hair, to grow for 5 months. 5 months. See how that work out for you. Right? See how that, and I'm not even talking about the dreads. You're not allowed to go the easy route with the dreads. What you need to do is allow that thick hair that comes out of your scalp, you need to allow it to grow for 5 months. Wake up in the morning, comb through it so you can go to work. See how that work out for you at work. Right? Because you're gonna get issues on all types of sides. You're gonna have people talking about your hair's not combed. Then you're gonna go to work and they're gonna wonder what the hell's going on with you because this is not acceptable. Right? You're gonna have all kinds of shit going on. Now for the women who are natural, hey, let me tell you, nothing's wrong with it. I'm not here putting down anyone. I'm just tired of sitting along the sides acting like I'm all for the male when the truth of the matter is I'm for the relationship between males and females. And ladies, I apologize to some of you, right? And I'm gonna tell you why. Because you will see me go around these men and tell them how much I love and support them. Now, the reason I'm doing that because I do love and support them, but also I'm trying to have established a relationship where we can have dialogue, where we can chat, if y'all could understand that. And that's how it works sometimes. Sometimes we need to give a little in order for people, you know what I'm saying, to be able to say, okay, yes, I can have a conversation with her. She seems cool. And then when we sit down and have an actual conversation, we can listen to each other. Because I know some women think, oh, Bomb, she's not really for the woman because she only support the men. And that's not what it is. I'm going to be honest, ladies. We got to learn how to stroke egos. And that's some real type of shit. Even in a relationship, a long-term relationship, you got to learn how to, sometimes you got to stroke your man's ego. And you know what I mean? And make him feel better than the way he might be feeling because of other outside influences. And nothing's wrong with that. If you love someone, you give that to them. You be there to support them. Rich, I love you, baby. You know what I'm saying? I'm for relationship, and I understand some of you, you know what I mean? I've listened to some of the stories from a lot of you men where you explain how your mothers were, you know what I mean? Your grandmothers were. That shit is valid. It's important that we hear that, ladies. Also, you know, we hear that. But why is it when a young woman come and say, well, you know, the reason I am the way I am is also because the way I was raised. Because if you was with that same mother, that means your sister was with that same mother. Right? If your mother was like that and there was a lot of mothers like your mother, then there was women also living with these women. How is it that when a woman said, well, maybe I'm like this because I was also, you know, attacked when I was young. I had some issues when I was young. My mother was rough and tough with me when I was young. And nobody wants to give the black woman that. Because we need healing from on both sides. And this bullshit about the black woman being the worst parents ever. Are y'all fucking kidding me? Are y'all, like, it just don't, it's not true and it makes no sense. In fact, we probably are, it's crazy, but you just have to be on the other side and see how the other side. See, there's another group of people who will disown their fucking children in a heartbeat just because they made a decision that they didn't like. I disown you. And they could be serious about that shit. They could fall in love with a black man and the other side might disown the whole fucking family. It's a lot of things that's being thrown out there that's not true. Now, there's a lot of children who had children. That shit is fucking true. Babies having babies. And this is where we end up. And we end up with a group of people who just keep having baby after baby. And the only thing they gain from having these babies is a little more in their welfare check and a little more food stamps. That's how they get pregnant, because they wouldn't go and take care of themselves. Because I don't give a fuck who you is. I am another woman, and I know exactly how you could take care of yourself to make sure you don't keep having babies. There's multiple avenues to make sure you don't have no more babies. And if you don't think me getting here and telling women, look, you need to, maybe you already have the kids, there's no taking them back. I don't even want you to think of them as mistakes. Do not think of that. What you need to do, though, is start educating your grandkids. Start early. Letting them know, well, it's hard to have all these babies, baby. You don't want to do this, baby. You don't want to do that. You might want to be a lawyer. You might want to be a doctor, a scientist. You might want to be a secretary. Look, we need to start breathing in positivity into our children. But we can't fucking do that because we have hating ass bitches. As soon as somebody say, well, that's not the way that should have went. But, you could get out of that. As soon as I said that bullshit, bitches were like, oh, she judging. Oh, she judging. Oh, she judging. Bitch, I didn't even know you to judge you, Angela. I didn't even know you, girl, and you still just a blimp, like that big ass bump on your nose right there. Bitch, that's what you were in the back of my mind. Like I didn't even know who you were until you decided to attack me. Hey, Jack, let me see. Give me a bald-headed woman or one with something. You hit it with some hair grease. Put a brush to it and keep it moving. $20 at the barbershop. They have some beautiful women with the short haircuts. I ain't even gonna lie. Danini, how you doing, sister? Now I'm gonna put the link in the room so anybody who wanna come in can come in. How are you helping by going on shows showing your thumb? What shows am I going on showing my thumb? Finally, me, I'm glad you brought that up. So we know what the conversation was. And if you was able to see my thong, was I covered? Did I have on shorts or not? So you saw the top of my thong? Is that what you're saying? Because see, this is what I'm talking about. You see, listen, right now we have a group of people who have a problem with sexuality. Yes. And you have a problem with what I do as a grown woman. So what is your question exactly? Do you want to come in and hang out? Because I know you're not going to come in and hang out. Because I know that you're hiding. What do you want to know exactly? Because those men didn't say anything because they know what we were talking about. It pertained to what I showed at that time. If you saw my thong, I wasn't saying, oh, let me show you my thong. We was talking about clothing. We was talking about me particularly because they kept saying, you're not right, you're not right, you're not right. And I was like, I'm a shorter female. So a size 9 on another taller woman would look different on me. That was the fucking topic. That was the topic. Talking about clothes. So I showed a video and I had on a t-shirt and I had on shorts. And yes, you was able to see the top of it was my thong. Did I pull down my pants or anything like that? Anything sexual? You lame ass bitches, we keep coming. But let me explain something to you. I'm not afraid of my sexuality, as you have to already know, sweetheart. You're not going to be able to embarrass me based on my sexuality. There is nothing you're going to be able to try to change my mind about my sexuality. Sweetheart, I know exactly who I am as a grown-ass woman. Y'all just need to get that in your mind. And either you listen to what I have to say if it's valid or you don't. I didn't ask you to come over here to follow me, but you came over here because you thought you can start some bullshit. That's all. Hi, L Boogie. Now I'm gonna give out the link real quick because I got to finish cooking dinner. I done got all into it and shit. I done wasted 30 minutes. It's only gonna take me 30 minutes to cook food anyway. Anyway, so that's all. That's what I'm saying. So if anybody, you have a question about my sexuality, like what is it that you want me to say? Like I've done it. I'm not embarrassed. There's nothing you're gonna be able to show me that I've done where I'm gonna say I'm embarrassed about that. Because I was a grown ass adult with 2 children and married for at least 10 years before I even turned on my webcam. See how that was? See how that worked? That worked. I was already married for 10 years before I turned on that webcam. And both my children were already born. In fact, so I could be a stay-at-home mother, I decided to be a webcam person. I took care of my kids by being in the comforts of my own home. Any other questions about that? Anything. I'm willing to answer it. So should I be embarrassed about what? Embarrassed about what? Anyway, you sure shut the fuck up real quick. And y'all bitches. And the thing about these bitches, they come from BGS women, right? BGS women thought they would come over here and try to embarrass a grown-ass woman about the things that she's decided to do. That's right. I was already married. Already. And my husband, I wasn't hiding not a goddamn thing from my husband. If you want to know, even before I started the webcam thing, I was making money on the phone sex line. That's the rice. Okay? So I was already doing that. Now what? Any other questions about that? No? Okay. So I guess we can move on. Let me grab the link really quick and I'm going to email it to I'm willing to answer the question. Anybody out there who's thinking about doing it, I'll give you the ups and the downs, the pros and the cons. If you're not thinking about doing it, then you don't even got to ask me because I didn't come on here advertising that shit. Right? But let me explain something though. If I wanted to make money, continue doing it. Trust and believe. Every man who you've told that I've done that, they have decided to go and befriend me on Facebook and Instagram, right? Men are okay with it. They may not make me their wives. See, the men are okay with it and they may not make me their wives, but I'm already married. Pitiful ass bitches. They don't have not a man between the most of them. It's like 30 women over there who got a problem with me. They don't have one man between 30 fucking women, and they got the nerve to tell me how to be a woman. Fuck out of here. If you think there's only one way to be a woman, that's why you have no man. Anyway, Jump Out, how you doing? That's why you don't have no man. Because you think you got to be a certain way. Somebody asked me a question, Bomb, how to be a virtuous woman. I have no idea what the fuck that is. Isn't that Virtuous 21 Woman? That's out of the Bible. I don't even deal with religion. Okay? I don't speak on religion. You want to talk about religion? Then I have to get my husband to come and have a chat with y'all. He could talk about that religion thing. But nah, there's no book that was written hundreds of thousands of years ago that I abide by, and neither do you. Most of you who have mother Proverbs, there you go. Thank you, Bentley and Charlie. Neither do you, because it depends on if you're talking about the Old Testament or the New Testament. One believe in an eye for an eye, but we know we passed that shit, right? Anyway, I'm gonna leave it alone. You love my shirt? I love my shirt too. What's up, Warren? How you doing, babe? Anyway, y'all know I don't look like that right now. Y'all know what I'm usually wearing around my house. That's what I pretty much have on now. My hair is all over my motherfucking head. And and the link is in the room for anybody want to come in. We could talk about anything you want. I do want to say that the Ratchet crew, they got that name. I explained why they have that name. If you want to know what their problem is with me, you're going to have to go ask them. And most of the time, all they have to say is, I bet you their life is miserable. And then they'll start talking about looks. Looks. Oh, she's fat. Yeah, I'm fat, bitch, but I have a man. And if I wasn't married, I wouldn't have a problem getting a man. See how that worked? See how that worked. If I wanted to destroy Angela, this is what I would tell you, bitch. Okay? You probably need to tone up on your vagina muscles, because men tend to not want to leave a woman who know what she's doing in the bedroom. But then you have to have something to offer once you get out of bed. And see, that's where you're probably losing it, sweetheart, because you keep talking about, I'm real, I keep it real, I keep it real, I'm real. Bitch, men want women. Okay, they want women. They do not want women who act like men. And that makes so much sense, doesn't it? Why you act like you a man and then expect a man to want you? That's all I'm saying. Jesus. Act like you have some sense. Stop acting like you're gonna get toe to toe with another man. If he's your husband, stop acting like you can actually take him. You cannot take this man. He can overpower you. If he decided to try to hurt you, he would hurt you. So why are some of you acting like you're going to get up in a man's face? Some of these men who don't care about you will lay your ass out. And I'm going to be honest. Yeah, see, I was a tomboy, but I knew my position. You know what I mean? I was a tomboy as it relates to being into sports. And when I was a little girl, remember I was a little girl, I was fighting boys. And that's because boys would, touch me. And so I would fight them. But once I became a teenager, these boys started getting taller than me and shit. Now common sense tell me, fuck, ain't shit I could do with him. Now I got to get my brother. You see what I'm saying? Shit, now I got to get my brothers and cousins involved, because I can't be fighting no boy. Some of these women haven't learned that. And then some of them, they'll take that for an advantage. I watched one person call her boy. She would start shit with a guy, then call her boyfriend over to fight the guy. When the guy decided he wasn't going to take her shit no more, she called her boyfriend. That's some dangerous shit. And that proves that you don't love that man. You're willing to put him in danger behind your fucking mouth. Your mouth. You can't keep your mouth closed in another man's face, right? And then when it looks like shit gonna get quite dangerous, you call another man into it. So if your man get killed over you calling some dude a pussy, right? Let's say you looking at a guy looking at you, you tell him you ain't interested, and whatever, he might say some things, you call him a pussy, then he ready to do whatever, then you call your boyfriend over and say, well, this dude, he keep looking at me, he da 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 da, and then your dude, he don't even know what to do. Sometimes he feel like, okay, I got to defend my woman, because I can't look like a punk from a woman. And then these two dudes start fighting. This dude hit your guy over the head with a bottle, knock him unconscious. He ends up dying or getting a brain aneurysm or whatever they call that bullshit, right? A blood clot in the head. Now, you sitting back looking at him, calling the police and calling the goddamn hospital, the 911 bullshit, right? And then you find out this man is severely injured. All because of your mouth. Popping that shit. So when Tommy says that there are women like that, he's not lying. I basically said what Tommy said several times. I just said it differently. Now, do I agree with him 100%? Nope. I'm talking about Tommy. I do not. Who came in? What's up? First name, how you doing? This your second time coming in. Last time you didn't say nothing. You gonna say something this time? No? Hello? Okay. You just want to be here. We're not gonna be having that, baby. Okay? Just the only time I'm rejecting you. Okay? Say bye-bye to everybody. Okay. Oh Lord, I don't even know who first name, last name is. He just want to be a part without being a part. Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna email this to a few people really quickly. Or if somebody else could email it, can y'all email this to Lord Gaelic, please? Somebody. I have to get this chicken in the oven. Bye, Warren, you gone? Who's leaving me? Oh man. Anyway, what? I kicked him out because he didn't say shit. I don't even know who he is. Why would you be in a hangout and not say anything? I didn't kick him out to be mean. I kicked his ass out because I don't know who he is and he didn't say shit. It makes no sense to even be in a hangout if you're just sitting there. Oh, I thought you was leaving me, Warren. Anyway, we have any questions? So I've talked about the Ratchet crew a little bit, but I did not tell y'all everything they have done. So I'm just gonna let you know, for you ladies out there, when you get involved with that crew over there, there's a group of women over there who will listen to you, right? You'll feel like you're part of the group because they can't keep people long because they turn on each other. And what they'll do is start putting out your real name. They'll do the search and even pay that little money. They got to be the dumbest bitches I know, where they pay that little extra money to try to get your addresses and shit. Then they'll post it up and they'll make up shit, right? If they can't find shit, they'll make it up, right? And so there's one person over there, I think between a few of us, we think of the Ratchet crew as different people. My Ratchet squad names might be a little different than a few other people in here, right? And that's because I don't follow everybody. I don't be knowing what people be doing. I don't give a shit. Okay, I might be a housewife, but bitch, I'm not always in the house. And I'm not yeah, there's a lot of things that I do within communities. So people want to know, I made a video, I went live on Facebook about, what is his name? God damn it. Not Martin Rowland. What's that other one's name? The one who claimed to be a financial person. God damn it. Well, anyway, I did a video on him yesterday. I went live, right? Because he was talking that bullshit about these ministers who claim that black on black crime is so bad. It's no worse than a white person murdering another white person. It is not something that's so bad that it needs its own name, but okay, we've given it a name. Black on black crime. Boyce Watkins. There you go. Thank you. Dr. Boyce Watkins did a video. Okay, and he was talking about the Aretha funeral and that minister. And he was all over the place, but I disagreed with him harshly when he was talking about voting. I also disagree with the minister, the black people who claim that black lives doesn't matter to black people because we only complain when a white cop kills a black person. And that's a fucking lie. Okay? It's an outright and outrageous lie at that. When black people start telling this shit, people believe it. See, white people start believing the shit that black people say about black people. And that's why it's very important before a black person says something negative about a whole group of people that you know what the fuck you're talking about. So within communities, there are groups of people who band together to try to stop the violence. We've heard it for years and years and years. Stop the violence. Stop the violence, right? It usually happens city by city in areas and areas. Here in Delaware, in Chicago, and in motherfucking California was one of the largest. Remember the gang members had done something with a truce and decided to stop the violence. So this is something that's been nationwide for years, where in the individual communities, there are organizations that's there to help stop the violence. So when a black man like Dr. Boyce Watkins and that minister who was on at Aretha's doing her, what is called, eulogy, when he says that shit on a platform that's worldwide, somebody need to fucking knock him in his fucking head, because he's lying. Okay? And yes, a police officer killing an unarmed black person, he should be investigated. We should march against that. Okay? We should, because we pay him our tax dollars to protect us. And then he goes and kills us. So yes. And so I don't know what else to tell y'all about that bullshit. Black people, we need to be very careful in the shit that we say. We're not the worst parents. We're not just for police killing us. Yes, we are very against us killing ourselves. Haters will always be trying to skate uphill. How you doing, Mika? I did that live on Facebook. Yeah, and the reason I went on Dr. Boyce Watkins is because when he started talking about voting, he was like, well, you know, voting doesn't do anything. And well, I'm not telling you not to vote, but while y'all going voting, I'll stay right here. That's what he said. He was like, I'll stay right here. Y'all tell me how that worked out for you. And what I got to tell you, Dr. Boyce Watkins, and any of you motherfuckers who follow him, this is what I have to say. Voting is very important. Voting for the president, not so much. Voting for your area is very important. But you also have to hold the politician feet to the fire. Your vote is worth more than their money that they get. Your vote is very important. That is why when you commit certain crimes, the first thing they want to take away from you is what? Your right to vote. That's the first thing they want to swipe up from your ass. So that must mean that it's important, just based on that alone. And then we have a black man, because I was about to call him the N-word, right? We got a black man telling people that voting isn't important. And I told him right there in this thing, I said, any man, any black person who tell you voting is not important, you need to watch them. Especially when they educate, they either not educated, which we know that Dr. Boyce Watkins is educated, or somebody is paying his ass to say that. That's what I'm telling you. We know he's educated. So somebody's paying his ass to keep black people out of the polls. So this is what it is. You vote for the person who is going to provide you what you need in your community. You have high crime rate in your community. You find out what it is, and the person who comes to you and say they're going to work with the police, they're going to get the police to start having conversations with the people who live in communities. That's how it's worked. He's an educated dumb person. I believe it, Denini, because that fool, he told people to invest in that cryo money. Remember that money, that fake money that's not real money, but people was making money off of it? That shit had been around for a long time. He told people to invest their money in that shit. I was like, why is this dude telling black people to give their money? I was like, oh my God. That's when I knew not to stop watching him. See, because I understood. I always knew what that was over there. Did y'all not notice when everybody put their real money into fake money, they lost their real money? Y'all didn't see that? Y'all don't remember those few months where people was like, ooh, I made so much money. Ooh, I invested in that and I make so much money. Ooh, you made so much money. Of course. This fool is telling people to invest. When they invest in something like that, you're going to make your money. But the money was fake. So soon as everybody, when they got enough money to put in, and right before people could start taking the money that they actually invested in and won, I guess, if you want to call the stock market a win, before people could start going in and taking that money out, it crashed on the ass. That was the largest one of the fucking scams of the motherfucking century. And I just sit back and watch this fool tell people. I stopped listening to him when I remember when he told people to do this. I was in his live stream. I was like, are you kidding me right now? You telling black people? He'd be like, yeah, you should invest. Take what you got and just invest. I'm like, are you kidding me, dude? So you can't trust nobody who is out to get money like that. Pastor Jesper Wilson was preaching the truth. That's why folks are mad. I don't know who that is, but if he was preaching the truth, if you're talking about the guy who did Aretha Franklin's, if you're talking about that minister, that is the dude who was touching old girl on her breast. Was that a different guy? Were they different? I'm not even sure. Because I know it was. She had so many different ministers over there talking and things like that. Yeah, I don't know who did it or way, but I have sent Facebook proof of who I am. I don't have time for that. Oh, somebody hacked you said, on Facebook? Yeah, it's crazy. Was your password real easy? Let me tell you, I'm gonna tell y'all because y'all know I'm really into computers, right? And networking. Don't click on links you do not know from strangers you do not know. Sometimes even from people you might know, but you don't really know them. Don't be clicking their links without looking at the top. Let me give you an example. Let me see if I can share my screen. Okay, let's see here. No, I don't want to do that. Okay, now I'm going to just share it. Oh, Lord, I'm supposed to be cooking.
For my turn.
Hey, Boogie.
I was just waiting patiently,
Oh,
but you
I
was
didn't
on
even
the
see
road.
you.
I know, you was on the road.
Girl, because, one screen was up. I didn't even see you. So what you have to say? I'm going to start cooking this food. You talk about
I'm
whatever
over
you
here
want to talk
cooking
about.
my own food. I ain't got nothing to say. I don't know them people. I'm gonna tell y'all. I done told y'all about fooling with them people. You stay away from them people. You can't
Girl,
be with crazy folks.
you
Hell,
right about that.
stay away from crazy folks. And if they tell you they ratchet, you better believe them.
Mm. Man, there's a lot of
So,
drama on the internet and off the internet.
yeah.
In our society today, we don't have a right to our own opinions. People don't understand an opinion from a fact. It's just
Not on
crazy.
here. No, not on here. Every
Yeah.
opinion on every opinion is fact.
Girl, did you see Sinful the P attack against Hussein, the latest one, girl?
Yeah, I've seen it.
He calling thighs. What do you call him? Thighs?
Size Campbell, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
Girl, listen. Mm,
He told him he wasn't right in the head. I don't know why they messed with him. They warned him.
girl, let me tell you. You know, it, when people listen to people lies, like I remember when I was in that what is called Discord, and they were consider themselves roasting me, right? And then I went back at them. For a moment, we started to have conversation, and they were talking about something, and I don't know exactly how, but some kind of way I had mentioned that I look at Sinful P. I think I must have done that video about him. Maybe they noticed that I had done that video on him. Remember we was joking about him when he was going against Sinful, when I was saying he's a roaster. So apparently, I didn't know, they got a lot of these men don't get along, but that's when I was doing that roasting session, they informed me, well, you follow him and he's a pedophile. And I was like, I don't know. I was clear, like, I don't know anything about that.
Right.
Oh yeah, well, you follow him and yeah, he's a pedophile. So I didn't say nothing. I left it alone because I don't know. You know what I mean? But
Mm-hmm.
so this is what happens when people say things and people just run with it. But that man has shared his story. He told exactly how it is. He gave out his real name where you can go and check him out, and you'll see that he doesn't register as a sex offender or any of those things.
Right.
So,
Motherfucker lying. Sitting up lying like you do. And but that's the thing, like you say, when folks just hear one thing and then they just take it at face value and then they run with it and call it fact.
right, like for instance, when these fools heard that I was on what's the name? That ghetto gaggers, and people just ran with that shit.
Right. Right.
They, what I mean? They just ran with it. And it was weird to me because I'm thinking some of them were educated. You know what I mean? Like I listened to them before, and I'm thinking, okay, you do know that's not true, right? I
You
think the
can't
worst thing
you,
the men could have
can't
done was
you
post
can't
that
be fooled
picture.
by no certificate. Shit. Being
Say it again.
educated don't mean shit. Being educated don't always mean shit.
You right about that. You right. You right. Um, you right about that shit. I ain't even gonna lie.
It give folks a bad name, some of them. Because you
We
just
got we have a
like
man
talking about
who's
Voice Watkins. I I was fooled by his ass. For a minute too. And yeah, he talks a good game, but he don't know shit.
yeah, I thought he was wasn't he claiming to be a financial guy?
Mm-hmm.
And then I started looking at him and I'm like, like a financial guy has money, and then people were claiming that he wasn't paying them for this and that and third. I'm like, a financial guy should know about finances and like what's going on. I started, I was like, he's at least should know how much money he has, and you shouldn't be hiring people to do jobs that you can't. You know what I mean?
Right, right.
So, so I
Everybody on here with a scam. That's basically what it boils down to.
well, even some people who you think you could trust, you realize that they just don't like people making money. You know what I mean? Like for instance, Tommy. I mentioned Tommy a lot, mainly because I just saw a video. I was gonna do a video on it, but he did a video where the female he reached out to, right? To I guess he was gonna, do what he do. But she was like, I can't believe it, Tommy. Oh my God. And she gave her, she's told her story, which I agree with. You know, I might not agree with everything he says, especially when he had that David Duke person on that. I think that was whoo. And because I haven't listened to it all yet, because it was like 3 videos, so I didn't listen to it all. That's why I haven't done my video on it. I know I'm gonna get some flack, but I'm gonna tell you something. When Tommy, when he gets like David Duke, he gave David Duke a opportunity to share his hatred and his lies.
Mm-hmm.
When that man, and I didn't hear. Now I have to say this: I did not hear Tommy say no, that's not true. But like I said, I did not listen to all 3. That's why I haven't made, like I said, I didn't do the video yet. But when David Duke said that black on black crime is so high, right? And then he said not only that, but black people are also killing white people at a high rate. That's not true. That's not.
Nope.
And also, white on white crime is higher than black on black crime. That's a
Mm-hmm.
fact. You know what I mean? And also that man, he went on to say some shit that wasn't true. And I'm used to Tommy being able to, usually saying, wait a minute, that's not true, or show me the facts or something. And he didn't do that with him.
Nope.
And that's what's disappointing. The disappointing is that you gave this man this opportunity to speak these lies, and you didn't even question him.
Well, that's why you have to look at the big picture. That's what I was saying on my thing. It's like, oh, after you didn't said the same topic so many times, then it becomes part of the propaganda. You know what I mean? And so it's obvious who Tommy works for. Tommy has done some things that don't even have nothing to do with black people that have been blatant FCC violations, and he's still on YouTube. So, I mean, I don't know how they go about, I hate using that word agent and all of that, but he's clearly in someone's pocket. He's clearly not playing for our side. And this is what I'm saying. Like, you keep spewing all these negative things. All you're doing is fueling the people who believe that shit. It's not going to be a wake up call for us. All you doing is fueling the fire. You see what I'm saying? I get why you say you watch him and stuff, and I get that. But for the most part, most of his viewers and the people that are paying him don't look like me and you, and they ain't got our best interests at heart. They want those myths to be, perpetuated. They want that shit that they say to be true.
Right. I agree. The people who support him aren't like, they do not look like us. They're not black people like that. He have some black people that support him, but the majority of his followers,
right,
they're white people.
Right.
And they may even look like they black because they'll use a little picture of a black person. You get a little confused. But I think that it was like, I couldn't believe, I was very, I was like, God damn, like, you're not gonna ask him nothing. You're not gonna, you're not gonna tell him that that's not true. You're not gonna make him explain himself about the KKK. You're not gonna, because this dude talking about he had so many followers and how he had so many votes while he was in Louisiana. I'm from Louisiana, and we know fucking David Duke. You understand what I'm saying? And if you're in a certain age group, then you know even more about David Duke and his crew.
Mm-hmm.
But this dude talking about he's nonviolent. Yeah, he's nonviolent now because he know that shit ain't gonna work like it used to be back in the day. But see, I was here when I remember my grandmother, you know what I mean, being scared of white people. I remember when people would just come up missing. And let me tell you, in Louisiana,
they are nonviolent lies.
Yeah. Even in the 80s in Louisiana, you know what I'm saying? And I remember the year I graduated, there was going to be a black female who got voted to be the, what is like the queen, not like the queen, what they call that queen, on shit, homecoming queen. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
She had this black woman for the girl for the first time ever. She had votes from whites and blacks. The blacks was going to vote for her because she's black. But then she was very popular even with the whites because she was a cheerleader. She was the first black cheerleader in our whole area. So she was cool as hell. She was like one of them cool people. She should have won homecoming queen. They threatened to burn down our fucking school, girl, if she had become homecoming queen.
Mm-hmm.
Girl, this was in the fucking 80s. This is what I'm talking about. This wasn't even in the 60s or the 40s or the 50s. This was in like 88. I graduated 88. That happened in 88.
Mm-hmm.
So in the South, I mean, it's sad, and I know a lot of people don't like to admit it and shit. But I ain't gonna lie, in Louisiana, it just is what it is. You might be called a boy or a gal. They don't call you a girl, it's gal.
Mm-hmm.
That's for black people. You stumbled across the right older person who's still stuck in their motherfucking ways.
Right.
So and that's just what it is now. That's why I didn't want to raise my kids there. I'm gonna be honest. I just couldn't do it. But But and I had an opportunity, to leave. Shit, when I got a chance, I got the hell up out of there, and I wouldn't have went to none of them southern states.
Right.
But with David bullshit, I'm not even in the room. I gotta get back in the room. I've been trying to get back in the room for the last 10 minutes here, so I can see what people say in the chat. But yeah, I don't yeah, I don't mess around with I just don't understand why he gave him that platform. He probably, and then maybe he got paid for it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's
But see, and that's another thing that people don't understand, that sometimes you have to be called on it. You know, um, sometimes you have to do your own self reflection. But when you could sit there and badmouth, your own race of people like that, part of it is a form of self hate, and so that turns around into this ideology, this idol worship when it comes to white people, white is right type thing. So he probably was feeling like he was just, honored that the guy would even come and do his show. You know what I mean? So he probably didn't want to really ask him no real in-depth rock the boat type questions. You know what I mean? Because he was trying to make it come across to this guy like, see, I'm like you said, well, like someone said in the chat room, see, I'm not like them niggers, I'm a good one, we can sit here and have a dialogue. See, I'm not like them, type of energy. So that's probably why he didn't, correct him, or you know what I mean, call him on shit.
right.
They don't even see it, because we've been so brainwashed. We've been under such a heavy indoctrination that it you can't see it. That other guy, God, what is his name? Because Tommy went on that dude's show. God, I can't think of his name
That
right now.
Peterson guy.
Huh?
That Peterson guy.
Yeah, him.
Yeah,
Like
he's worse than
he
Tommy.
he he. Like you can't. It's only so much of a conversation you could have with him, because his comprehension level and his world that he lives in, he just don't see shit the way the rest of most of shit, black people and some white people see things. He just don't see it. I mean,
No,
I've
he
seen
said
him have these
he's
conversations, and you can't convince him of certain things. You can't, like the comment I made about Tommy. You couldn't convince him that Tommy's been some kind of way been paid off. Oh, that's ridiculous. Oh, who would do that? Well, no one would. What company would give a black man money for? Well, that doesn't make any sense. Yeah, it's a lot of shit that don't make no sense. That, yeah, happens, and you would just be talking to air. It'd just be another one of those conversations where you would be talking to the air. You can't have a dialogue with that man where it can go back and forth, and he would eventually come to some, well, I could see that, or I could understand that. He never, ever, ever, ever. So it would be a waste of time to try to convince that guy that certain things exist. He don't see it that way.
now he sees it. He sees it because I listened to him tell a story, but he's getting paid as well.
Oh, you think so? Mm.
Oh, I know
Well,
so.
I
He's
wouldn't think that he ain't getting paid, but I don't
hell
know. I
yeah,
don't
he
think
get
his
no,
mentality.
that man getting paid. That man right there, his setup is elaborate. This man is getting paid to say what he says. And
What makes
I
you
can
don't
prove.
think he don't believe it?
No, he don't believe it because he told a story. He told a story. I forgot who he was speaking to, but I listened to him, and he mentioned how his family used to own property, right? Because he's older
Mm.
than I am. And he mentioned how his family used to own property and how he lost the property due to racism. And then he claims that there's no racism. That man right there is one of those people you got. If you listen to him, you hear what he says. He only give you these little Jews once in a while. So
Mm.
that's when I knew he wasn't trustworthy, because he
Mm.
back talked that quick. He mentioned, oh yeah, my family, they used to have this property. Well, so wait a minute. If there's no racism, why don't they have the property anymore?
Mm.
Right? So he hurry up and got
Well,
away
that was
from,
back then, though.
huh?
That was back then, though. See, not now.
Well, if you denying that there's racism, there was he what he's saying that it changed through time, racism went away because it
Mm-hmm.
sounds like he's claiming there's no racism at
There's
all.
never ever been none.
Right. The hear him speak on it. You know what I
Mm.
mean? There's no racism. And then I just heard him do a video maybe a month ago where he claimed racism. A white woman was being racist towards him. So
Mm.
if he don't believe it, why was he calling that white woman racist?
Mm.
So his issue,
Mm.
he's just making money, and
Mm-hmm.
that's what some of them have done. They made it to where they can make money. Now with Tommy thing and David Duke, I found the whole area where David Duke hangs out, right? Um, and he calls Tommy a Negro. That Negro Tommy, we're not friends, but he's good for, he allowed me to be on the show. The white people was angry at him that he was doing this sit up the first time that he
Mm.
sat with Tommy. He had to explain to them, yeah, that but I'm just going on a Negro show just to, because he got an audience. And you
Mm.
can find that shit anywhere online. That's food right here. Uh, so and he knows he got it. Why would he even go on Tommy's show? He know his following.
Mm-hmm. Mm-mm-mm.
You said the trolls are out tonight. Girl, these trolls be for real, for real. They not gonna come in to hang out and chat it up. And one of the guys, now I don't want to get into the drama, but listen, that David Duke bullshit. Um, I haven't listened to it all yet, but I'm gonna tell anybody who listening. I don't care what color you are. You can go and look up the stats yourself. There's more white people killing white people. And let me tell you something else about those stats over there. Those stats, when they're against the white person, is factual. In other words, their numbers, they're only gonna put the numbers usually after they've been convicted. But with black people, it doesn't matter if we've been convicted. Our numbers only show arrests.
The
So they
rest,
come and
right?
arrest you, and you know what I mean? They could come and arrest you and claim you done all kinds of shit.
Mm-hmm.
5 different charges could be put on you, and it'll go on that stat list.
Right.
Whether you're convicted or not, you could be found that you're not convicted and you didn't do it, and it'll still be on that stat list just because
Right.
you were charged.
That's why I
And
hate stats, because I just feel like they manipulate shit and count what they want to count.
right now, they put the numbers are correct. It's just they they
Trust the numbers either.
provide it. In other words, everybody isn't required to give out their numbers. But see, those precincts that are in black areas, why is it that they're so willing to provide the numbers? But those precincts in white areas, they're not willing to provide their numbers. So
Mm.
you have numbers that we can't say they're lying,
See that,
but
and they're not accurate though. See, and
right, they're not accurate.
everyone's not reporting or whatever you, so it's skewed. Again, that's what I don't. That's why I'm like stats, because they go by the interpretation of the person looking at it. Now
Right.
they want to claim. You know, I knew from way early I didn't like statistics. Okay, it's my
Yeah.
so I'm sorry, sociology, because it's based on numbers.
Well, first, stupidity. Arguing with Jack, baby, don't make no sense because Jack, he kind of talks like Tommy a lot of the times. He like to give the benefit of the doubt to those um, whom we know will do anything. And when we say anything, God damn it,
Oh, you cooking
they'll,
like me. Now that's how you know the food ready.
yeah, they'll do anything. Oh, this oven is kind of hot. Let me turn this
Mm-hmm.
over. Wait, let me mute myself. You talk. I'm gonna mute myself real quick till I turn that shit off. There, that shit
Why
always
was
going off on
Amy
my.
silent? Hi, Amy. Where you coming in acting up, girl? Don't come up in here acting up. Come come in here and act like you got some damn sense. So y'all come in, people house, come in and sit down and, act like you got some sense. You don't come in people house kicking in the door, acting all crazy, going in the refrigerator. What's wrong with you people? Who the hell raised you people? Good grief. But yeah, Junk Pal, I'm sorry, not Junk Pal. I'm sorry, Jack. Jack is a little, how should I say, be nice. I'm going to be PC when I refer to Jack. Hmm. Jack is jaded. Yeah, I think that's it. Is it jaded? Are you wounded, Jack? I don't know. But yeah, I can see how Jack would have that ideology.
Man, I hate this um like the gas stove, you know. I keep asking my husband to take that shit out of here, but he's like, suppose the fire really start. He's like, suppose a fire really started, you know, we got 3 floors and I'm like, oh shit.
Right. No,
Oh,
no,
there you
no.
go. The food will be ready soon, but I'm waiting for this to be done and I'm gonna make a quick break. Right stuff. Yeah. Okay. Uh, so yeah. Hey Jack, you're welcome to come in, baby. But yeah, you know, we have a group of people who think that there's a group of people who would never stoop so low. They would never do the things that we know they will do and have done.
Yeah, it's a lot of speculation that be thrown around. A lot of
Oh, shit.
What is you burning up in there, woman? Don't be cooking up no Cajun style dinner for your husband. You there making black and catfish, just burning up shit.
I'm over here fanning this goddamn thing with a broom. Like it's the steam. I know what it is. Let me turn this off.
Open the window or something.
Okay. Yeah.
But
I don't know.
yeah, I was saying that people like to throw around a lot of blanket statements and generalizations about people and make it true for all. So it's like, you listen to folks like Tommy and different people, it's like you can't just lump everybody all into, one bad category, one hateful category, all unmarried fathers outside of the home, aren't deadbeats, um, all single mothers ain't a whole bunch of just blanket ideologies that people like to just throw around. I ain't talking no more. It's like if you don't turn off the fan,
This
put
shit
the
drive
fan
me
on.
crazy. You there? Oh, can we get this shit? We gotta get this shit out of here, baby. I can't take it. It's really driving me
The
crazy. I just
window.
want.
Or put the fan on. You ain't got no fan?
Yeah, it's upstairs. Bring the fan down, please. Girl,
No,
I
the
can't.
fan over the stove. Ain't no fan over the stove.
Oh, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even on.
That's why it's going off.
Oh, help me, baby. Oh, no. Girl, my nerves bad, girl. My nerves bad. Come on. Stop it.
Mm. She is in there burning it down. She burning it down. Don't you burn up Papa's plate now.
It's no smoke over here, but now this shit loud. I tell you, that's why I ain't had that shit on. I gotta turn this shit off.
Just fan
I'm
it
gonna just turn this oven on.
and put the fan on.
Ah,
Fan it and put the fan on.
oh, it's too loud. Oh, damn. That shit driving me crazy, girl.
Who is that
Whew.
now? You gotta fan the fan. I mean, fan the.
My husband, he taking care of it. He got it. Thank you, baby. Girl, it's not no smoke in here, girl. It's
Mm-hmm.
just but you can't see the steam. You know what I mean? You know how to steam?
Yeah.
I can see something. No smoke at all.
It's coming out the oven. Off the oven.
Yeah.
That's how
I'm
it's
about
done.
to make this gravy. It's gonna be, let's see, stupidity to say I was going to do a video about the topic about Tommy and the damage he does as far as brainwashing, but he's been so busy. Yeah, okay, this is how I feel about Tommy, right? From my standpoint, he there are people who need that rude awakening, right? You know how almost like a father would do. You know, I remember my dad, he, you know, when I was younger, and he sometimes he had the niceness from my mom telling me not to do certain things or I shouldn't do certain things, might not have connected, but if my dad, you know, if he got involved, then it was a little more like that fatherly thing, and it didn't come nice, let me tell you. You know what I mean? It wasn't like he would sit down like the what's the name of Bill Cosby on his show, what was his name on there, the Cosby Show, Dr. Huxtable.
Mhm.
My dad was no fucking Dr. Huxtable. You see? So what I'm saying is when my dad sat down to straighten some shit out, then it came rough. And shit, and if I was lucky if it didn't come with an ass whooping. You see what I'm saying? And
But
so
bomb,
say it
but
again.
bomb, but bomb, but bomb. Tommy is not our daddy.
I know, but he's not our daddy, but we gotta look at it this way. There's a
No,
lot of young women
no.
out there
Mm-mm. He
who
ain't nobody daddy but his own kids. Ain't nobody want to hear that shit if they hear from their own daddy.
no, but some women need that and they like that, and that's why there's a lot of women over there supporting him. There's a lot of
You
women over
don't know.
there.
See, but no, this is what I'm saying. You don't know that those are women supporting. We don't know who those people are.
No,
We
not
just
all
go
of
by the
them.
picture and what they type in the chat room. But what I'm saying is that could be true. But I think on a grander scale, he's doing more harm than good. Because how do we know that the message is getting to the people that need to hear it? How do we know it ain't just over there fueling a bunch of egos and fueling a bunch of other bullshit? You know,
Well, I'm only going based
I
on the
don't know. I
women.
get what you're saying. I
The,
understand tough love, but you can take that from a place of love when it comes from a loved one. You don't accept that from a stranger. Who the fuck are you
no,
talking
but
to?
there
You
is.
don't
See,
know me.
we can say that because we have loved ones, but they got people who don't. So they loved ones
Yeah,
come at
and
them
it's
nasty,
it's
negatively.
gonna
So
take that shit from a stranger. So I don't know. I hear what you're saying, but I just don't think it's doing the
I'm
good that you think it's doing. I just really don't.
well, I'm listening from the women themselves when he does them one-on-ones. He's doing one-on-ones with actual women. We see them. We know they're women because
Girl, how we know
he
this
makes
pay?
sure you can see them.
Everything this man, see, I don't watch him like that, but see, this is what I'm saying. How you know them ain't paid people? You got to start questioning everything you see these motherfuckers do. I'm telling you, because I didn't been catfish too many motherfuckers. Now I ain't gonna say too many times, but I just have seen it play out to where you think it's one thing and it's something else. They
But
could
that
be.
could be. But nah, them women, those are real women.
Mm-mm.
Sasa Ray was one of them. Tried to be anyway, but she.
Girl, you gonna use her as an example?
I'm
I'm about
using her as an
to call
example
right
because
now.
she was one of those who was on his show. I
Exactly.
called into his show.
Exactly. And she is not, it ain't helped her none, huh?
Right? I mean, but you know, they didn't last long enough. He might have got it. He might have been. He wouldn't have been able to reach her. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
it wouldn't have been nothing but drama because who she is. And
Mm.
I'm just saying that there are people who need that tough love, and they think of him like he actually have them in tears. They have them in actual tears. So I guess what I'm saying is the
That's
message.
good.
I've even learned something from him, and what I've learned from him personally is the way I used to use words, right? For example, let's say the example is, because in our community, we over exaggerate, right? We tend to do that with words, but in our community, we may understand that, but in other communities, they don't. So let's say I think of myself as the best. Let's say I'm the best engineer, right? Just say I think that. In our community, if I tell you, well, I'm the best girl, I'm the best engineer, you would understand that that's me just being prideful, being secure in what I know, right?
Mm-hmm.
But in another community, in the white community, if I go and tell somebody white during a conversation that I'm the best engineer, they would take me literally. They would actually think that I'm the best actual engineer. And the conversation, you could tell by sometimes the way the conversation would go, they don't understand that how we speak in our communities. So he's right when he says we need to be mindful of our words, the things that we say, who we saying them to, you know, uh, because I've been caught in many ways where when I'm speaking to somebody and I say something, I assume they know that I don't literally mean that. Because in our community, we would know that I don't literally mean that. But I've been in instances where I didn't know that in other races, they really just take you at face value. They take you at your word. So you have become like I've been called a liar by saying some shit that I wasn't even lying. But when I look back at it, I said it. It wasn't truthful because I'm not the best engineer. I don't even, you know what I mean? And so people might, if so in the workplace, me saying I'm the best engineer, that's just an example, but people will say, oh, she's not very trustworthy and she's a liar. And so that's a fact that I had to learn. So he's um so I had that's why when I'm speaking sometimes it seems like it's flowing through and then you might hear me stop and I'm rethinking what it is that I want to say because I don't want somebody to claim that I'm lying about something. That's me trying to auto correct my goddamn self. Because but I don't know. Now, I don't agree with everything he says. Of course, I don't believe we're the worst parents, but I think we know we have some negative, bad parenting. We know that the parenting skills are where we have these young people. Like, I know somebody in my fucking family, girl, they the worst of worst. You see what I'm saying? Like, I know this personally.
No,
So
but
I
see,
can't
this is
act
what
like
I'm
it's not
saying.
true.
It's like, but airing our dirty laundry, if it were like, I
See, that's
still don't,
that that and
I
that
don't get
you just prove
the.
his point. Hiding our dirty laundry is what got us in this problem with
That's
the
not proving his
molestation, the
point.
rapes.
That is not proving his point. That's
Yes, yeah. No,
ridiculous.
what I'm
That
saying
is
is, why do we
ridiculous.
believe that we need to be so secretive?
No, I disagree. I just disagree. I don't see how that, and when I say dirty laundry, because the people that you think is reaching, I just, my stance is, I just doubt it's doing as much good as y'all think, but I stand by that, and that's just my opinion. I don't believe in that. I just, hey, whatever. I
Yeah.
just,
See, that's that.
that
That's
don't make
that.
no sense to me. That don't make sense. That makes no sense.
No.
Sitting there on the live stream, bad mouthing us is not helping us as a people. It's not. That is not
Well, I
helping.
mean, call now. If he was talking like stupidity, just said it's not just a black problem. It's a everybody. All types of races, and I agree. And then
Yeah, that's not
we
what he
revert.
focused on, right?
We revert back to what he says when he says he's speaking about his own kind because he's black. His mother is black. His daughters are black, and he's concerned about the black community. So whether that's true or not, I can't speak for him, but I can speak for me when I say that, although I don't care about the race of a person, we are having the worst times. We're just having the worst time. So when I'm speaking, I generally am speaking about, the black community because I want better for us.
But are we having
Now,
the worst times?
say it again.
Are we having the worst times?
Oh, yeah, we're having the worst time on a large scale.
Okay.
Yes. There's no doubt about that. And I'm not saying that it's our fault, but I'm saying that we are having the worst times, and we are making it worse when every time we have, without creating any type of wealth, right? Without even having jobs, we're producing children. So yes, we would never. It would be very difficult for somebody who just keep producing child after child, no job, to be able to start creating wealth for their offspring. Well, a white person, when they are born, they have the upper hand. That's due to white supremacy. That's true. But if we know this, then how do we combat? How do we better ourselves? And that's why I can't put him down. You know what I mean? Like his message come harshly. Yes, that's true. And everybody not gonna want to listen to it. I get that. But is the message itself? Because if Tommy was a white man, and some of the things he's saying, would we be here talking about, yeah, you're right. If Tommy was a minister, like that minister the other day, would we be accepting of those harsh words? And we would be.
I wouldn't, because I don't listen to ministers, but
There's a there's a there's a whole group of
you
people.
know, maybe you maybe you're right, but I don't see it.
So I mean, we if you're gonna argue Tommy's argument, you have to argue the argument and not how he's saying it and what he's actually saying per se. It basically how he's saying it. Is he being factual about uh, unwed mothers who's not taking care of their kids, not even just having kids, but is he factual about young women having kids at a very young age and not taking care of them? Is that true or not? It's as simple as that, really. If you take your emotions out of it and listen to the message, is he being factual?
It ain't no married men that mistreat their kids though.
Huh?
It ain't no married women that mistreat their kids.
Oh yeah. Yes, that there's a lot of them. There's a lot of people getting married, fucking up their kids too. But
We talk about
see,
that too.
that doesn't answer his argument. You can't say that's just like me when I say, okay, look, I'm a bad person, and you're gonna be over there with bomb. I'm bad too. If I say I'm a bad person because I did dirty things, and somebody said, well, it's okay because I'm bad and I did dirty things too. That don't solve anything.
Right. What I'm saying is it don't solve nothing to keep pointing fingers at folks either. But we can just agree to disagree on that. Because like I said, I don't, I don't, yeah. Tommy, yeah. Mm-mm.
Yeah,
I
see,
didn't hear him say foul ass shit that just cancels out any good he could possibly be doing. So, we just agree to disagree on that, Joker.
yeah, see, because I know that there are white people doing the same things. I know there's white women killing their children. We know all of these things, and then, but how is that solving our issue? If we can't point our issue so we can better it, it's like people like saying, don't air our dirty laundry.
The thing is, we have to all agree that that's the issue, and so there's the problem. So
Say that again.
we all pointing fingers at what the issue is in our community, but until we all agree that that's the problem, it's never going to be,
And how we gonna admit that that's the problem if we keeping it to ourselves and acting like it's not the
no,
problem?
because everyone don't see that the same way. Because I don't agree with that. I don't,
So you don't agree? You don't agree that a baby having a baby? You don't agree that that's an issue?
I don't think that is the problem with our black people. No, I don't.
Wait, is it an issue? What you mean that's not a problem? If everybody in the
When I
community
say problem, all the ills of the black community is because women have babies out of wedlock.
we're not talking about even out of wedlock. Babies having babies, whether they married or not, is that a problem?
Okay, so that's a whole nother thing. So teenage mothers, that's what you mean? Teenage mothers?
Teenage mothers, even if they're a little older than a teenager and you're having babies not prepared, not taking care of them, is that a problem? It's really as simple as that.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, no. I,
So you don't see that that's a problem.
I
You
don't
don't
know.
think of.
I don't. I mean, that to me is too generalized. Yeah, it could be a problem depending on the person, depending on their life. But that one, I don't know. See, that's what I mean. I just it
That's
gets too
because you know why?
generalized.
Because we don't look at
Too
life
negative.
as wealth. See, because there's no way a kid can have a kid and be able to take care of that kid. There's no way, not appropriately anyway.
Mm,
I mean, without the help, suppose assistance goes away, where will we be? It's really as simple as
mm,
having kids before you're ready, even if you are older.
mm. Well, I
It's
don't know. It, I don't know how to answer that. I mean, you could say, is that a problem? Yes. Is that the problem with the black community? No.
that I think it's a beginning. I
Okay.
think once we started having once kids started having kids, once that generation came about, and without jobs, not
Well,
because they don't have jobs, not because they don't want to work, but even if they don't have jobs because there's no jobs in the area, it doesn't matter. It's a problem not to be able to feed your family.
Well, Cherry.
And go ahead, stupidity.
So I just wanted to make a quick point, and this is what I wanted to talk about in my video. So the damage that Tommy does, I understand what you were saying about there is bad behavior that needs to be called out, and I'm okay with that. Call it out. You got these young women that are having kids that they can't afford to have with multiple men, right? And on. All the stuff Tommy talks about, well, not all of it, but majority of it is legit. The big problem with what Tommy does is he makes it a racial issue. Let's talk about women being irresponsible and men being irresponsible and remove the color because it's behavior and culture that he's talking about. And let me tell you what the actual damage he causes. Even someone like myself who knows better, I know it's not about skin color. I know there's nothing wrong with black women. I know there's nothing wrong with black men. I know better. But even me, I will tell you for a fact. But back in the day when I was on online dating, every time I see a brown-skinned woman, I can't help but remember the crap that Tommy says. So before I even swipe on that woman and give her a chance, I'm hearing BT 1000, those black bitches, they're the worst stewards of children. That stuff is in my brain, and I'm the guy who knows better. Can you think about his audience who don't think on that level? How much brainwashing to where they look at people, they look at women that have their skin, and before you open your mouth, all they're hearing is his propaganda of BT 1000. You could be educated, smart, you could be the best woman ever, but just because your skin is brown and people listening to Tommy keep saying about how black women are worse, black women are worse, you keep hearing that, you're going to start believing it. And that is the damage in what he did. And nobody's really talking about it.
Right. And I do agree with that. You know, the stereotypical thing that's going around. And he don't really focus on the black men. You know, they do have a group of men who focus on both the male and the female in the black community. So I do see that point. I see that point clearly. You know, I think someone had
Call out the bad behavior. Call it out. It's bad. It's wrong. It's prominent. And I don't care about the numbers. People say, "Oh, but it's a lot of them." It doesn't matter. It could be 99% of people with brown skin doing something. But if you know that it's not their skin while they're doing it, then why keep talking about the skin? Just talk about the behavior. You can have bad names for women and men who do these things. You could call the guys are players and the women are whatever you want to call. You can have those names for people that behave in those ways, but keep the skin out of it because it ain't got nothing to do with it.
right. And then I guess okay, so because I don't want to tell you what his argument is, because I know you already know what his argument is. But I definitely agree with you. I don't think skin should be in it. But his argument is he's trying to help the black woman. The black people see what it is that he sees based on how he ended up growing up and being treated by a black woman. And because he did not have the black man, his father, there to, treat him a certain way, and, he speaks in that in which he knows. So, but I see your point exactly. There's a lot of people who follow him and they listen to everything he says and believe what he says. But who are we to blame? Is it him, the messenger, or is it those who sitting around listening to someone they don't even really know and just taking him at face value?
And then the next thing that's just mind-boggling to me, like we're having this argument in the chat. The thing about, and the funny thing is, this is something that Tommy talks about himself. He promotes the idea of knowing the meaning of words. He always says this: use words appropriately, and yet you have people defending him and they're not using their words properly. And for example, Tommy is textbook a white supremacist and racist. But most people would be like, what are you talking about? How he's doing all the stuff you're supposed to do. He talks about how white women are better, white people are better. It's always black people that's always doing this. It's always, how about some murder happens? Oh, it's a black guy. I'm not surprised. He always promotes the idea that whites are better. White women are better girlfriends. They're better mothers. That's white supremacy. He's saying that whites are better than us. Like, how do you not get that? That
is detrimental. That is detrimental to us. That is not going to do it good. You're not going to make enough. I don't know. You say women have called in testifying. I don't know. You could take that as that's the truth, but I don't know. But he just spoke to what I guess I wasn't bringing out, that hearing that over and over is not good for that's not good. And it plays into that negative stereotype. It plays into that. Like, we know that these things can happen, but when you start to hear them over and over, you start to think that that's normal behavior. People say, oh, you got to call it out. Well, that reminds me of, the thing that happened to me over in the other sector that I, told you about. I was supposed to call out the next woman's behavior. I was supposed to call out the next grown-ass woman's behavior. That is not, you can guide a child, you can bring up a child, but you cannot, what you gonna do with a grown person? You finna whip a grown person? I was supposed to pull out my spoon, my belt. Come on. You think about that.
Actually, we're supposed to call it out. That's how our ancestors did it, and that is exactly what the older people are there to do, to call it out, and that's the truth. And hiding it is what got us in this problem.
If you're talking about your mama or your grandma.
And what about those who don't have grandmothers and mothers?
Hey, but no, a grown 40-year-old woman had a grandma, had an auntie. That's not my job. That's not my job, Bomb. And we talked about this in the back chat.
You talk about calling it out. You know who calls it out more than anybody else? The Ku Klux Klan. Right. They call it out. They call out how blacks are worthless. You guys committing all the crimes. That's who call it out. They call it out all day, every day. We don't need Tommy to join in with that. You know, like.
And I don't know what the Ku Klux is saying, because I don't hear them talking. That's regular people who are the Ku Klux Klan today. The police officers and the politicians.
Well, the media does it as well, right? Because we see the biasly reporting. They love when a brown skinned guy does something. Oh, yes, see another black guy does something, right?
So, and that's my point. Be pointing it out when Tommy does it, but they do it every day. So for us, he might actually believe what he's talking about, because we are brainwashed to believe this shit every day. So you can't point out when he's doing it as if he's
pointed out. Why we can't?
Every day.
We supposed to call out fuckery. See,
that's right, and that's my point. You actually supposed to be calling out. Me talking about it right now, you talking about it right now, it's appropriate.
Grown-ass man.
So based on what you're saying, not calling it out, we shouldn't be calling him out.
No, right.
I'm gonna make one.
He a grown ass man. He over there doing exactly what he want to do.
I'm gonna make one final point. Again,
that's why I don't watch it.
Ironically, again, I'm supporting something that Tommy himself has said about using words appropriately, right? Use the proper words. So another example is most people don't even know what the word racist means. Yeah. They say racist, but what they're referring to is institutional racism. Whenever you hear someone make an argument about, in order to be racist, you have to have power. No, in order to have institutional racism, which is the kind of racism that requires power, because you're talking about government and corporations, all kind of stuff. But the word racist is just a belief. Anyone can have a belief. If you believe that whites are better, then you are racist. If you believe that they are inferior, you are racist. But
that's not true. That's just, if you believe,
actually,
because you have a belief, don't mean that you are a racist. That just means
what the definition is.
You got to have the power.
In a dictionary, that's what it says.
A racist institution is when you're talking about government, but a white person who owns a company and they're not a part of government, they can be racist. So you're wrong in how you're defining that.
That's not the right.
Because I can't hire you or fire you on my own terms.
Just what the word means. Again,
and it's exactly what the word means. You have to have power behind the word race.
It up. Don't just say what you heard. Look it up.
What you talking about? You're not talking to a fucking kid who's stupid. Now,
I didn't say you're stupid. I just said look it up.
You just mentioned a definition. Now, if they went in and added and changed, as we know they do with definitions, then that's what they've done. But you're not going to try to make it
the same thing.
Go with the word
people have been spreading this false narrative of how you need power, and no one will look at you now. Even now, you're debating.
Otherwise, you're just a bigot.
Look it up right now, but you refuse to look at it.
You could be a bigot. You could be a white person and not be a racist because you don't have any power.
You're proving my point by you still talking about it and not looking it up. It will take you 5 seconds to look up what the word means, but you're continuing to push what you think.
Because I know what the word means. Oh, you're telling me?
Exactly.
I know exactly what the word means. I know exactly what, unless you're telling me it changed recently.
You know something that's interesting? Before I say something, I always look it up because I don't even trust what I know because I'm human and I forget and I make mistakes. Right. So I always fact check. But a lot of people don't do that. They go with what they feel. I feel I know what this means and I'm going to fight to the death because this is what I feel I know. But it takes 5 seconds to Google it, but they refuse. Everybody has encyclopedia in their pocket, but no one will pull it out.
Okay. Well, see, I understand what Google is, right? So where should I go to look it up? Do you just want me to look it up? We know the dictionary words change. So right now you're trying to play this little game and trying to prove your point. See, before they decided to change the words because they've changed many words.
I've never seen it mean anything else. Only thing that's changed is what people have been saying. I see people say all the time something that's different from the meaning, but the meaning has been consistent.
Okay. I don't think so, but okay, let's play your game. We're going to look at many definitions, and usually words don't just have just one definition, right? It's usually many. It should tell you the verb, right?
And that's fine.
Adjectives, it should tell you all of those things.
That's
right?
fine for it to have multiple meanings. But the point is that people have been going around saying you can't be racist unless you have power. So that is saying that none of the definitions say something that doesn't require power. So all you have to find is one definition that does not require power to prove it.
Right. So one definition that doesn't require power, or if I find one that does require power.
If you find one that does require power, that proves my point.
Just so you found one definition that doesn't include power, and then you're going to tell us we're wrong, even if I find a definition that requires power. And that means what I'm telling you about how they change the meanings of words is correct. And
That
you
is not
don't have an
correct.
argument
Because if a word
over
has multiple
word
meanings, and
racism.
you're gonna say for a fact that in order to be racist, you have to be blah 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 when it has multiple meaning, right? So it doesn't just mean one thing.
You remember you brought up this discussion, and you were saying that people are wrong if they think that, and now you're actually saying, well, there might be multiple. You're not even saying that. I've said there might be multiple because they've decided to
I'm
change.
saying the same thing I've always said. You do not have to have power to be racist, because being racist is a belief. Now, if there's another meaning that also includes power, that's irrelevant. Because the point is that you do not have to be in power to be.
Okay. No, they have changed the meaning because
Thank you.
now it sounds as if those two words, racist and prejudice, are interchangeable, and those words were not interchangeable. People
Exactly.
tend to use the word racist when they really meant prejudice, because up
Exactly.
until
But we have somebody
today,
who's new and
I haven't looked at the
and want to
dictionary.
act like we don't know what we're talking about.
What do
I
you
haven't
mean
looked
by
up in
they
the
change
dictionary.
the meaning?
I Googled
What would
it
you
in the
rather
last
change it?
30 minutes.
There is a word
Excuse
that
me.
means
Hello,
what
I'm
you guys
talking.
are saying.
Hello, excuse me. I'm talking right now. I have not looked it up in the last 30 days. So
You're
as of
right, though. I'm reading
today,
it now. They
right,
added
me too. I'm
prejudice
reading
to
it
this
today
word,
too.
and
So
prejudice was something different.
that's why I'm saying, as of today, I know now that it has a different meaning. But before today, I have known it to mean that you had to have some sort of power
But where did
with
you get
it.
that from?
What do
Who
you mean?
told
Would
you
I
that?
get it from? From the
Who
damn
told you that?
dictionary, and they've been known to
You even
change
told people
fucking
read.
definitions.
So you're telling me in a dictionary you saw under racist at some time in your life something
Yes,
about
because
power.
there are two different
Yes.
things. Racist and prejudice are two
So
different things.
so
Yes.
when did you see this?
Oh my
OMG,
God,
nigga,
we got to
in
go all the way
50. I
back to
don't
where we
know,
started.
but I
I'm
know
asking
what
a
I
question. Can she
understood.
answer the question?
I know what I understood. It's not about when did they change it, what date. I don't know, but I have a clear understanding of what words mean.
I'm
If
not
I
asking.
don't know what the word, excuse me, I'm talking. If I don't know what the word mean, I will tell you I don't know what the word mean. If I did not have uh 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 um um damn it, I can't even think of the word I'm trying to pull out. But if I wasn't confident in thinking that I knew what it meant, I would not have said anything. That's why I was backing her up. Then as we was continuing on the discussion, I went to look it up on this app. What is this? I'm looking up the Oxford Dictionary app that I have on my phone. Okay, so I'm taking that this is recent, and now I see that the definition does not mean what I understood it to mean as before today. So yes, they changed it, and they have been known to do that, and they've been doing that shit more recently here. It had shit to do with feel. It ain't
I
had
don't
shit to
know.
do with feel.
I don't
It
know
ain't
that.
had shit to
I don't
do
know what
with
that. I don't know
feel.
what you're saying follows, because every dictionary is not going to use the exact same word. So unless you remember verbatim what you read before, how would you know that it's changed?
You ain't even listen. You ain't even got
You
so
not.
far. You don't have to go to
It
no
don't
dictionary.
matter.
How about you listen to what Farrakhan has
Can
said? How
you,
about you listen to what Malcolm X have said,
can
Martin
you,
Luther King have said when they actually.
can you understand my point though? What I'm saying, like if you look at right now the definition in multiple sources, you're going to see different words being used. So how do you know that it changed just based on the fact that you see different words? Because different dictionaries will use different phrasing. But
I
it's not
didn't
that.
say anything about different words. I didn't say anything about different words.
Then how did it change then?
Because
Because I
it's
know by
added new
what I'm
people
reading, because
things.
I have reading comprehension. And now it does not say anything about power when before it did.
So do you understand that you can refer to power using different words just because they don't actually say power?
OMG.
Oh my God!
Yes,
I don't know
Negro.
what
I know. I don't even know. You ain't got
I
me
don't know what you're talking
out
about.
your. Yes, I know what words mean. Yes, I have a full comprehension
So
skills. Yes.
how would you okay, I will tell you this.
Gosh.
I will
And
tell
now
you
we're agreeing with him, but he's still arguing with us.
okay, now
We agreeing with him, Bomb, but he's still arguing with us.
when you were talking and I interrupted you, you kept saying let me talk. And now I'm talking and now you're interrupting me. I respected you and I let you speak. But now when I'm speaking,
How you making it seem like it's disrespect? She's
You
not
asking me
disrespecting you.
questions, fool.
How you to change the whole conversation?
Okay,
asking me questions. How I'm gonna answer them?
I'm not gonna allow you to speak, and then when I speak, you cut me off. So I'm
What
out.
you mean allow? What are you talking about? Why you all of a sudden
Bye.
aggressive? It
How
wasn't.
I'm gonna answer the question? He asking me questions, but he don't want me to answer.
I don't know. And then he started talking like as if anybody's trying to be disrespectful towards him. That's not what's going on. But you can't be right 100% of the time. You know, some of us are older, and
And
we
then
just.
we agreed with him. When it was all said and done, we agreed with him. The
I
word is
know we
changing
agree.
now.
I said, well, if it's changing, I don't know what happened.
The Mandela
He started
effect.
thinking we was
Okay?
disrespecting him. God,
You know,
it just
change and
left
shift.
real quick. But I know why it's disrespectful to him because he jumped on here trying to dictate and tell us what we don't know. Remember, he said some of y'all don't use words, and it's because you don't know the dictionary words, and it's because you listen to what other people said for years, and you just so stupid that you don't know how to read. And I'm just saying, dude, you actually jumped on here being disrespectful. If anybody was disrespectful, it was you. So it is what it is. Okay, I didn't take it as you being disrespectful. I just figured that's just who you are. You like correcting people a lot.
Right.
And we all are dummies and we don't know how to read. You ain't got to go no further than Dr. Martin Luther King and read.
I blame this all on Tommy. See, I blame it all on Tommy. See, see,
I don't even know. You ain't got to go no further than Dr. Martin Luther King and read what he said when he let people know what bigotry was and what racism was.
Well, I guess they changed it in the last 50 years. So what do we know,
Yeah,
Mom?
change. A lot of words. They add words and they start changing things. I've noticed that a lot of words, that we used to use have changed their meanings.
Mm-hmm.
And they do it to
Yep.
benefit them because it's not to benefit
Yep.
us.
Yep. Yep. Exactly.
It's not to benefit us.
Yep. But anywho, so that just proves my point. Tommy is a virus in the Black YouTube society, and there's my proof.
Yeah. But no, I'm not. Listen, I'm not saying that y'all are wrong. Because we all have our different opinions. And I agree exactly what he said and what you said also. I'm just saying, there's other people, we all see things differently. You know what I mean? We raised differently. So I'm just being the devil's advocate because,
Well,
you're right
if
about me
only
not needing
black
my dad. You know
people,
what I'm saying?
if only black people was getting the information, then I would say, okay, well, the numbers, it'll reach somebody that's gonna do some good. But I just don't trust, who these eyes are. You know what I mean? Because because even before I would have took him at face value. But now, like this, especially the last couple of weeks, it's the stuff I've been learning about folks. I'm like, y'all catfishing ass YouTubers. These people be fake, being different people and shit, and pretending to be who they not, and I ain't got time for it.
Yeah. And stupidity. He probably mad at me right now, but we have disagreements. We had a disagreement about hair, women's hair. Before he was
Tommy,
like, extensions. Well, it's okay to have extensions, but not weaves. And I was like, what are you talking about? Weaves and extensions are the same. It's just
right,
different, right? A woman's extensions. That's what they were called, and then they
right,
they called it a weave, and it's no different. It's
right.
great. I'm like, dude, yeah, because it comes back to this what white people call them and what black people have started calling them. That's pretty much it.
Hey y'all.
Well, it's
Hey, welcome, girlfriend. What you
it's
want to say
everything.
about what just happened, girl?
Because I'm gonna try to be delicate. I went and got the dictionary, like my old Webster dictionary, and the copyright is 1984. And
What is
it says the same thing that it says online now.
mhm,
So I
mhm.
mean, for one, is a feel.
Mandela effect? That's proof of the Mandela effect. The shit is changing even in the books, y'all. Y'all think?
No, I said it hasn't changed. It's the same. It means the same exact thing. It hasn't changed. That's what I'm saying.
Uh-huh.
The definition didn't change.
What do it mean?
Let me read from this dictionary. It says it's a notion that one's own ethnic stock is superior.
The notion. Yeah. As in
No,
you
what's the
feel
rest?
like
Yeah, that's just one of them. What's the
yeah.
other?
They on some it's some free it's some
And
weird
that's
shit going on.
added. And when I'm
Prejudice, I can't even say the word.
Prejudice.
Prejudice
uh-huh
and discrimination based on racism.
on racism, right?
And the racism is the notion. So it means the same thing as what it's
See?
saying.
That don't make no sense. That don't even make no sense.
Yeah, wait, okay, I know. Wait, what word you looked up? Racist or racism?
I looked up racism.
Oh,
Racist, the word racist is not in the dictionary in those days. It doesn't have its clear on definition. It's a part of racism.
Mm-hmm.
let's see. I don't have it close by, but I have a what we call a Black history. You remember those books back in the day? We had Black history history books. Remember those? Anybody? It was like I grew up. Okay, let me explain to y'all this. Even before the 80s, in the 80s, the late 80s, 90s, everything changed, right? Because Black people, we had to have our own history books. They did not share these words in anywhere else. Like I learned about Malcolm X and Martin Luther King through history books and encyclopedias. There was no regular book to go and learn about these people unless you read their book.
But you
So
gotta think with those people, everything that they taught was their opinion. That's just like religion. You know what the Bible says, but the preacher teach it in his own words. So you can't really go by his words unless you read the word yourself. And that's just the way the dictionary was and how Martin Luther King and Malcolm X explained it. They explained the definition on how they felt about it, not what the actual word means. And I think that's the issue that's going on now between y'all and stupidity, where not one person is right and not one person is wrong. It's just how you feel about it. That's the whole thing about being a notion. It's how you feel personally about it. That's why a racist is not a group of people. A racist is a person, how you feel.
Nah, that ain't what it used to be. It was clearly a distinction between the two, and it had to do with power. So I don't know about that book, but
yes, there was not even the word institutional racism. That wasn't even in no dictionary. Look that up. Look that up in the 80s. Institutional racism. See if you can find that.
probably not. Wow. Oh.
Now you gotta know these damn dictionaries. You gotta look.
Trust me, we know. I had never heard of that. And so when he's telling us that there's a difference, like prejudice, the word prejudice used to have its own meaning, and it wasn't a part of that. Being a bigot and prejudice was the same. Now I'm looking at the word racism, and what I see here is racism can be said to be described as a condition in society in which the dominant racial group benefits from oppression of others, whether that group is such benefits or not, right? So for somebody to oppress you, that means what? They have to have the power to do so. So here's the basic meaning. The first one that just basically says is to think someone is superior. Okay, I see that. But it also has words like oppression, oppressing others, and things like that. And that, in order to oppress someone, how do you oppress anyone?
You have to think of yourself as being superior. So it's the same thing. It's just used in different ways.
No, to oppress someone means you have to have power to take something from them, to stop them from getting something.
Which means
to
you
stop
think
them
you
from getting
superior.
something.
You think
Say it
you're
again?
better than them, so you're going to use them to do this. So, I mean, at the end of the day, it's all meaning the same thing, just used in different ways.
Right. No, I agree with what you're saying, but what he was saying is that we were wrong, and that to be a racist, it doesn't mean you have to have power. And what we were saying is, no, that's exact somebody who's white, who decides not to like me because of my skin color, and he thinks this and that and that. I don't call them a racist. I call them a bigot, or maybe somebody fucking stupid, but a bigot, and maybe they have prejudices against me and
So
people who look like
that's a racist though. It's not that he have power, because he can live in a trailer park somewhere. That doesn't mean he have power. It's just the fact that he thinks that just because his skin color is different from yours, that he's superior to you. Regardless, you can make $1 million and he can make $20,000 a year. Just because of his color, he thinks he's superior to you.
Right.
So he's
right. Because he think it though doesn't make the reason why he wouldn't be a racist is because he can't affect my life. See, somebody who's living in the same neighborhood as me, there's nothing he can do to hurt me. He can't give me a job, so he can't fire me. He can't stop me from getting jobs. So therefore, he doesn't really affect us as a race of people. But
yeah, he don't affect you, but that still make him as the individual a racist.
Right, but that's not how it used to be. That's not how it used to be. Like, they had to have actual power in order to affect your life. Otherwise, anybody could be a racist. We could be a racist. You could be a racist because you could just think of the other as superior to you, and then that would make you a racist.
You put the link in the chat room because somebody's trying to get on.
Oh, okay. But no, I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying. Oh, okay. But I do understand what you're saying. But stupidity came in to tell everybody, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, and everybody, that racism, the word racism, the way we know it to be, is incorrect. And I agree with what you say. Maybe it's about how you feel about it.
Yeah.
You know? So that makes sense too. But yeah, we all know they change words. They add the word twerk. There's a lot of words that we used to use don't mean it anymore. We even changed the words of the meaning of words.
Yeah, they have that urban dictionary, so-called, but you can't really use that. Those words don't mean anything.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Anybody.
Those words mean something in the urban part of the world. What do you mean they don't mean anything? Of course they do.
The urban dictionary is not the correct dictionary. If you're going to teach your kids the right way,
it's not about what's
teach
correct.
them the right way.
It didn't mean anything. And all I'm saying is that those words do mean things. There's no different from that dictionary, a Chinese dictionary.
The urban society wants them to
dictionary.
They mean what the urban society want them to mean.
It's just a different. Okay.
I mean, really, it does.
Huh? No. Okay. So the urban dictionary is the dictionary, because we make up a lot of words ourselves.
Exactly.
And that may not never go in a dictionary, or they may end up in a dictionary, but meaning what the hell they want it to mean. So that's what I think the urban dictionary came about. Just like I said, we used to have the only way to learn about Martin Luther King and things like that. We had our own actual Black history encyclopedias.
Mm-hmm.
That they wasn't teaching us anything about Black history. I didn't learn anything about Malcolm X at all until adult.
Urban dictionary is like saying a slang dictionary, if you will.
Yeah, like
It's not about whether it being something you teach your kids. I mean, come on, Danini. But it is a dictionary. It has words in there that have meaning. That's all I'm saying, sis. That's all I'm saying.
That Urban Dictionary is for people like me. When you say something to me and I'm like, what the hell does that mean? Then I
Exactly.
go look at it.
Exactly.
But
They
that
have a meaning.
shouldn't be that. You should teach your kids to talk the right way. Then the Urban Dictionary
Denise,
wouldn't be there. Teach them what
Denise,
the regular term is. Then you
Denise,
wouldn't need it. That's because
Denise.
they
What's
they
right and what's
can't
wrong?
spell, they can't
What's
write,
right and what's
they can't
wrong?
read, and
but if we did that, then our kids would be
just
stupid.
about everything that's in the Urban Dictionary, and a normal person, when they go out and get a job, won't know what the hell they're talking about because they referring to the Urban Dictionary.
Denini, that's not how it works, honey.
That's exactly how it works, because
No,
that's how
it
they
doesn't.
spell. That's how they talk. That's how they write. Exactly. I see it all the time.
Okay.
Instead of doing away with the Urban Dictionary because it don't make sense, they let it grow.
Yeah, we need to let it grow. In fact, here in Philadelphia, they just spread it urban, almost like the Urban Dictionary, but giving it in this area in Philadelphia, giving it to the school teachers in all these public schools. Why? So the teachers can relate to the students.
Why should the teachers relate to the students? The teachers are teachers for a reason. To teach them to English language, to teach them to spell the English language, not the other way around. The students are not the teachers.
Well, that's how it should. It's actually, we should be teaching each other, right? In order for the teachers to be able to conversate and understand what might be said in her classroom, so she can understand what's going on. It's almost like Spanish. We're not asking the Spanish people to throw away their dictionary, but you want black people to throw away their dictionary.
It's not a black dictionary. It's an urban.
Urban, which is that basically means urban, which means black, right? Urban in the urban community.
Everybody that live in the urban community is in black.
Slang, not
Right.
urban, is slang talk.
Yeah, slang talk, and most of the time it happens to be black. I'm not saying everybody,
Yeah, sometimes.
but yeah, we know what urban mean. It basically black.
Well, I'm not in support of the Urban Dictionary because the Urban Dictionary is not going to get you ahead in life where you need to be. The English dictionary will.
Most of us haven't even read the dictionary, so I mean,
why you can't have both?
It's just like you could look up a word to figure out what it means in the English. You could do so in the urban when you need to do that as well. So, I mean, it's not about supporting one or the other.
Right.
Because a lot of these white people don't even support Spanish, knowing Spanish, French, Italian. And so in our black community, why are we so against our own language that we formed through the years?
Because that's not going to get us where we need to be in life. That's why.
I mean, so those who speak Latin, they're able to communicate with each other, and they're still able to do things in life.
But they also learn the English language.
Right. And so should we. So we're not the ones saying throw away the English dictionary, but we have people saying throw away the urban. That's what we're saying. Why can't we exist have our own language just like others? Because they use our language far more than they make it seem, especially the younger people. Just to know what we're talking about in music, you have to know the slang words.
Hello.
I remember when I said I was singing songs and shit. I didn't know what white lines were. I didn't know what the fuck that shit was. If there was an urban dictionary, though, I would have been able to know. Hey, don't sing this shit because people might think you're doing cocaine.
Hey, can y'all hear me?
We can hear you now. How you doing?
Oh, okay. Hey, this is D Beauty.
Hi, D Beauty.
Hey. Okay, so I just got something to say real quick, and this has something to do with what's his name? Not JBP. What's the little nerdy dude name that just got off? He got mad.
Did the Exodus?
Stupidity Exodus. Okay, so I was on that live chat when y'all was talking about the weave or whatever, and Bomb Cherry, can I just say something? I mean, what I'm picking up, because I heard that conversation a couple of weeks ago, and then I heard this conversation today. I think that, and I'm no supporter of Stupidity Exodus, but I think that it has something to do with a generational type of thing. Because when
Right.
I think it, when he talks, it's not that he's saying that, oh, you're stupid. Oh, like he said 2 weeks ago, he cares about black women's hair. Or he can tell if it's a weave. Now I'm from Chicago. Like niggas can tell when you got a weave, okay? Because most of the time they taller than you so they can see your tracks. So it's like they not stupid. They know, you know what I'm saying? If you got tracks showing, they know a good weave versus a bogus ass weave. Just like the whole racism thing. Like you're not going to find institutionalized racism in a dictionary. Why? Simply because it's two words. Okay, so two words don't go together in the dictionary. Okay, you have to look up institutionalize first, and then you have to look up racism. You put those two together, and you kind of flush it out. So what I'm saying is what Stupidity Exorcism was saying was that, or maybe I'm wrong, but somebody was saying that you have to have power behind in order for you to be a racist. Am I getting that just right?
Yeah, that's what it used to be. Where
Okay.
yeah,
Right. Okay. So this is what I want to break down about that. Right. So let's just put it like this. Point. He said that with all the wealth, all the fame, still won't want to be Chris Rock. Why? And that has a lot to do with institutionalized racism, because first of all white people were not created equal in the world of the Western European world. Okay, they didn't count the Irish, they didn't count the Italians, they didn't count anybody who, we already know the Irish was already a outcasted group of people anyway. But anything that had to do with darker skin Europeans, they ain't fuck with them at all, right? So when they did start fucking with them, because the Irish and the blacks started getting together trying to overthrow the so-called man, when they did get together, when the white people did accept the Irish in, what they told the Irish was, even though y'all poor, even though y'all gingers, even though we don't fuck with y'all, you know what I'm saying? At least you ain't black. That's where the institutionalism comes from, because you can see a white person who is less educated, less street smart, has a very low vocabulary, probably stinks, okay, probably doesn't have good hygiene, and because they're white, they automatically think they have power over you because it's been institutionalized within them. So when we say institution, what I'm saying when I say it is that we go from one institution to another. There's nothing in America without an institution. Okay, so school is an institution, welfare is an institution, marriage is an institution, racism is an institution, prison is an institution. So when we say institutionalized, we mean that we are indoctrined. So this goes to my other point. Can a black person be racist? Yeah, I mean, I guess if you were indoctrined that you are better than white people, which you're not going to get that doctrine in America, I don't see a black person being racist. Now I can see a black motherfucker hating white people, and he might call himself a racist or whatever. But what I'm saying is, we've never been taught, we've never been indoctrined that we are the masters. You understand what I'm saying? And neither did the Irish until they were brought in. Neither were the the Italians, the Sicilians, the Mediterraneans. Anybody who got some tan in them, that means they was overtaken by a black culture. Okay, so Anglo-Saxons didn't want them people, but they knew that they were going to eventually be overpowered by the blacks. They institutionalized their doctrine into the white people they don't even fuck with. And so one thing I want to say before I get off this call, or we could talk about it, but one thing I'm going to say about this is that in my years on this earth, this is what I do know. A white man ain't gonna pay you for nothing he can do himself. A white man only gonna pay you for something he can't do or something he don't want to do. Mm-hmm. So what I'm saying is that we got to get smarter, because this we're having, we're not allowing ourselves each other. We're just talking to hear somebody to hurt. We're listening to other people talk so we can be done and go on to what we want to say. So what I'm saying is, it's the fact that men can't care about women's hair. Now, if they know everything about to the nitty gritty of a woman's hair, then I would say he's a fag. But you know what I'm saying? Men do care about women's hair. Now, I'm natural. I got locks, but I didn't had, you know what I'm saying, Indian $600 bundles. Dang. Either way, you know what I'm saying, I'm good. But what I'm saying is that I don't think that Stupidity Exodus is trying to be like, you don't know anything, this, that, and the other. I think that he's really trying to be genuine, but maybe because of his tone, or maybe because of whatever, you know, we might look at him like, oh, we finna attack this nigga. Because what we doing is we ostracizing that kid on the playground. That we inviting him in, but as soon as he say something, we want to counteract it with an argument and then shut him out. And that's what's wrong with us as a people in the first place. We all have valid points. You have a valid point. What you saying about racism? Let's put it like this. None of us should be reading no urban dictionary, okay? Because there's one thing about the urban language that we read between the lines. I call you a lame in this city and another motherfucker call you a cluck. It's about the same thing. You see what I'm saying? It all depends on the context and what we're speaking of. So I think that the whole urban dictionary, that's some bullshit. Black folks don't need that because we make up words every day. You know what I'm saying? We make up words every single day. So which means that I could go have a conversation with a nigga outside and he say some fugazi shit and I know exactly what he's talking about even though I never heard the word. We don't need no urban dictionary. Whoever needs an urban dictionary is probably the white people because they don't understand what we say. For example, we could all be physically in a room right now and we all could be from different parts of the United States. I'm from the Chi, so I might talk differently than somebody else. But what I'm saying is if you from South Carolina, you from New York, you from Huat Bam, most likely our dialect may be different, but we understand what we're saying to each other. That's something about the Black language that other white cultures, other white people don't have. That's why they don't understand it, because they don't go outside the dictionary. You understand what I'm saying? They don't go outside the dictionary. So they don't understand what, you know, even a fugazi, a lame, they don't understand what trifling means because trifling to us is not the same thing it means in the dictionary. You see what I'm saying? Bogus to us is not the same thing it means in a dictionary. But the way we use it, you don't hear white people saying bogus and that's trifling, even though trifle is a real word. You know what I'm saying? Just like, for example, when these kids take like the Nini was saying, like, no, these educators, they don't need to be teaching kids ignorance, okay? That's what happens when you don't have educators in your community teaching your students. Because when I was a teacher, when I was a professor, it would be niggas in my class high. Oh, high. I mean, talking about high as hell. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm not going to stoop down to their level, even though I was going to smoke a blunt after class. They didn't need to know that, but I could understand. But I wasn't going to stoop down to his level so he could understand. No, he needs to come up. And that's the problem. We keep leveling everybody on the same playing field. No, it's time for us to stop reaching down as far as our mental capacity and start reaching up. And that's what I'm seeing on YouTube a lot. It's like, we're not even using our brains to our full capacity with all these YouTubers that I watch. Between Sansa Ray, Mr. Jab, Huat the Bam, you know, they all got valid points sometimes, but they all missing something. You always know when the elevator don't go to the top floor. I mean, nobody's using no type of common sense. And you know, a person is somebody that, or it's like, wait a minute, slow down, grasshopper. It don't work like that. You feel like if a person put me up on some game and then tomorrow I go execute it like I've been doing this shit for 30 years. And then when it failed, I'm like, oh, fuck that advice. No, that's not the way it works. You see what I'm saying? You got to perfect your craft. And I think, until we learn a lot about one thing, until all Black people learn a lot about one thing, we ain't gonna never get the money. If we know, because the thing is, we know too much about every fucking thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We know about Trump, and then we know about Kiki across the street, and then we know about, you know what I'm saying? Oh, girl, my job is getting on my nerves, and then we know about racism, but we don't know we really don't know what the fuck we talking about. So my thing is, it's time for everybody to level the fuck up. Because what I'm seeing is like, it's a lot of fogginess going around. And so it's like, let's just clear this shit up. We smarter than the average, you know what I'm saying, bear. So if a motherfucker say institutionalized racism, just think it out. Just think about what does that mean in your eyes? You know what I'm saying? And then flesh it out. Let's have an intelligent conversation instead of jumping on somebody or making somebody feel ostracized. You know what I'm saying? Now the kid, the little nerd got invited into the cool clique. And now, you know what I'm saying? Now he back to not fucking with y'all because it's like when he came in, shit. Y'all ain't want to hear what the fuck he had to say because of the way he said it, or because he is the nerd, or he might be the teacher's pet, or he might be, you know what I'm saying, the next Bill Gates. This motherfucker might be building a rocket ship when he get home. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, we need to start being more inclusive, and then we need to start learning a lot about one thing, so then we can get to the point where, you know what I'm saying, we can either do our own businesses, or we can make the money where the white man is going to pay us for it.
Right.
That's all I wanted to say, but it was just ironic how I was on that live about the hair when Stupidity X's was on there, and then he got, he ran off on the plug, and now he done ran off on the plug twice. So I'm like, wait a minute now. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's just let him, let him flush it out.
It is a generational gap. I agree with you, but I have a question before you go.
Yeah.
Nobody ran him off.
We versus.
No, I said he ran off. I didn't say y'all ran him off. I said he ran off on the plug twice.
We didn't run him off. He ran off.
Implied.
I didn't imply that. I said he ran off on the plug twice. I didn't imply anything.
You said we invited him up and then we ran him off.
No, we didn't run him off. So we versus extensions in y'all generation. What's up with that? Are they in the woman's? Are they the same? You was in that discussion.
Yeah. So we versus who?
Extensions.
Oh, right. Okay, yeah. So I'll put it like this. Weave and extensions can be interchangeable. It's all cultural, right? Like, so for example, I'm gonna put it like this. I'm gonna use this as an analogy or a metaphor, or let's put it like a simile. Okay, so like when I'm figuring everybody on here is a melanated person besides JPV. I don't know if he's still on here, but when you take a standardized test, right, and you got a third grader reading, Johnny took a sip from the glass. Okay, we don't use the word glass half of the time because we don't even let our kids drink out of glasses. You know what I'm saying? So we get their ass cups, right? So they might not even know. See, they taking it from a level that we just. The whole racism, they might not even know what a glass is, as far as it's the same thing as the cup. Same thing with extensions and weaves. Why extensions? Why? Because it fucking sounds better.
Right.
Just like, for example, one time I was in by Oka Brittany Green. Oka Brittany Green in Chicago is very gentrified now, so it's like, white people walking next to a homeless person. It's no big deal. You know what I'm saying? But when I went into the grocery store and I was buying something, the white woman in front of me said, "Oh, I'm going to use my debit." And she pulled out her link card, which is, our food stamp card. So the thing is, they just word it differently. So they don't have that stigma. You know what I'm saying? While we embarrassed or whatever because we might be in the grocery store and like a bunch of white people, what we can actually say my debit card. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? White people just changed the narrative. That's all. They just changed the narrative. Same meaning, which means that bitch was low income. She couldn't afford to, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, the state deemed her eligible for food stamps, and that's what it is. It's a welfare card. But she not gonna call it that. Just like white Tommy might walk in my crib and he might say he wants a glass of milk instead of my daughter might say, "Can I have a cup of water?"
Right. Right.
So what I'm saying is white women will say they got their hair extensions. Black girls might say I have a weave.
Right. But it's the same.
It's fake hair being added to your hair either for volume or for length. You
Right.
don't always have to be
Uh-oh. You there?
I'm here. I'm here. So I've been on both sides. I've worn weave and I've worn my Afro puff and now I got locks. So it's like I've been through every stage.
Yeah. Same here. I thought
Yeah.
I want to, but like right now, my hair is just, like when I walk around my house, my hair is just out.
Yeah, yeah. Well, the reason why I locked it up is because I never wore my own hair anyway because it was just too damn thick and I would have to catch it when it was wet and, breaking brushes and my arm hurting. I just couldn't deal with the maintenance of it. So I was just
Right.
like, well, forget it. I'm just going to lock it up. You know what I'm saying? And so since I've locked it up, I haven't worn weave, but that doesn't mean I won't. You know what I mean? So
I think that
that's all.
conversation, remember, we was talking about, I had said that men need to stay out of the business of women's hair. And then
I
when
agree.
I mentioned that why can white women do it and black women can't? Like, why y'all beat up on black women and not white women? He said, well, white women don't wear weave, they wear extensions. And that's how that conversation went. And I was like,
Right. Right. Well, he doesn't know that extensions and weave are interchangeable as far as words are concerned. Now, he may go look that up in the dictionary, and that's fine. But in the hair world, weave and extensions are the same thing.
right. And you know what? You mentioned something that was very important. You said generational. Remember how you mentioned the glass and the cup?
Mm-hmm.
Our generation, the cup is that little cup that you drink tea or coffee with. So when we used to
Right.
take that standardized kind of test, when they was talking about cups, they wasn't even talking about the cups that the kids use today. You know,
Mm.
they were talking about
Right.
what goes with this, what goes with a cup, and that would be a saucer.
And see, and we really don't. We don't even use saucers like that. You know what I'm
I don't
saying?
even have them anymore. You know what I mean?
Right. Ain't no point. Black folks ain't using no saucer. For what?
Right, right.
For what? I'm just saying. For what? For a biscuit? I mean, I'm just saying. So that already right there already shows you that we don't in our culture we don't use saucers.
Right.
Why? Because a saucer don't hold nothing. Don't hold none of our food. You can't even put a chicken wing and some red beans and rice on a saucer. Come on now. But see, white people they love little saucers and shit. That's their thing.
That's the thing.
That's their thing. They go to garage sales. They could literally go to a garage sale and go look for some saucers. Okay, that's their thing. That's what they like to do.
Doing I'm not sure if it's changed, but doing my kids' standardized testing, that's what they were testing for when they said what goes with the cup.
Right, because it's guess what? And that's called institutionalized racism.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. That because you know why? Because they know. Let me tell you something. Before any product come out, any test, any service, they have to do the research. Okay. So what they do, they research our dialect. They research what we do talk about, what we don't talk about, what words we use, what words we don't use. Okay. Then they go and they do all their little research, and then they put the shit in the fucking computer. And now you're destined to fail because why? We don't use saucers. So little whatever, Ray Ray he not gonna know what the fuck a saucer is. How he supposed to know? To him, what goes with a glass might be a cup of Kool-Aid. You know what I'm saying? So it's when you already have it. That's what I'm saying. We go from institution to institution. And there's always, in any institution, there's always the winners and there's always the losers. You see what I'm saying? So the institution of school, if the agenda is for the kids of color to be kept at a disadvantage, they're gonna insert psychology into that. It's called learning psychology, the psychology of education, the psychology of learning. They know that those words are not being used around them on a consistent basis, they're not going to get that answer wrong.
Right.
And then when those test scores come out, then it's like, well, the inner cities of Chicago, those schools bad, and da 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 da. Well, but that's not the language that they use in the inner city of Chicago. So what you using in Highland Park, you know what I'm saying, is going to be totally different than what you using in, Garfield Park. Totally different areas, totally different demographic. So they're the kids in Highland Park that actually do have saucers and probably eat on saucers every night. Okay, they know what that is. That's the everyday thing to them. That's no big deal. So they know that the cup and the saucer go together, or the glass and the saucer goes together.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. It's just more. That's the institutionalized racism, and it may not be a big thing, but it's a big thing. You see what I'm saying? We may not be hanging from nooses and this, that, woo out the bam. But see, institutionalized racism is even more dangerous because guess what? People, they can throw their rocks and hide their hands. Oh no. Oh, no. Oh, you're being crazy now. Oh no. See, that's what they do. And so once you get the ways of white folks, then you learn how to deal with them and how not to deal with them.
Right.
Because when it comes to institutionalized racism, you can't cuss a motherfucker out for not giving you a job. But if you know that they ain't give it to you just simply because you was black, they're gonna be like, oh my God, what are you talking about? No. Come on now, calm down. That's what they do. And then it's like, oh, now she's being, or he's being, the disruptive black male, or she's being the disruptive, black woman. That's the game that they play. So what I'm saying is it's all institutionalized. Everything is institutionalized in this country.
So let's back up a little bit to how this conversation started. But I'm glad that because you taught me a few things, like you said, generational. We can because institutionalized racism, as far as my generation, we're thinking about the government. You know what I mean? It's more about
right. Well, see, that's the thing. Institutionalized can be in the government is the institutionalized. Is an institution. Institution can happen. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. I'm just gonna drop it this jewel. Me against one-on-one against a white person, I dominate them. Okay, I dominate them one-on-one. Any black person, any real stand-up black person dominates a white person, hands down, period. And they know that.
Right.
Okay. That's why they create institutions, because one person can't defeat an institution.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So collectively, they can defeat us because the rules are written for them. Institution just means a set of man-made rules to a certain category or to a certain subject or to a certain whatever. So if you got a man-made category and the categories are written for the winners and the losers, you're not the person to pick the winner or the loser. You being chosen as either the winner or the loser. So what I'm saying is, individually, a white person can't defeat me on nothing. Not on intellect, not on general knowledge, not on whatever. They might be able to tell me some shit that I don't know about, but they can't defeat me, because once I know about it, I'm gonna know more than they know about it eventually. You know what I'm saying? Sooner than later. Right. So what I'm saying is that's the purpose of an institution. So all our lives, if you've been born in America, you was born into an institution. That's why you got a Social Security card. That's the institution within itself. So that's what I'm saying. Once we look at it on a bigger, because the thing is, so it's way harder to fight institutionalized racism than it is to fight direct racism.
So did y'all not hear that? That what you just said, that statement, that's a clear definition of a racist. So you just describe yourself as a racist. You didn't hear that?
Yeah, because you know what? I'm not indoctrinated with the institution. So I can say I am a racist.
So a racist is a person, not an institution. So you just told everybody in here, you are a racist because you're not superior over anybody. There's no such thing as being a superior race, regardless. Colors don't matter.
No. First of all, I said I am the dominant. I'm dominant, and I am. And I never came. Wait. Slow down, because I never came on this chat. I never. No, I'm talking, dear. Once I came on this chat, never did I ever try to argue that I wasn't a racist. If I am a racist, I don't care. That's not nothing. If you're pointing out, you just got on here and you just admitted that you're a racist. Gasp, insert, sigh. No, I don't care. Like if I'm a racist, I'm not coming on here saying I'm not a racist. Well, I was talking about the definitions of racism and what institutionalized racism is. Did I say I was a racist? No. Did I say I wasn't a racist? No. But you're saying that I clearly made a point that I was racist. Okay, and what? I'm racist. Now what?
Okay, but you still didn't answer my question. What makes you dominant?
Probably because of my melanin. I'm dominant already. Just born into this world. I was born dominant. I contain a lot of melanin, which contains a lot of nutrients that scientists come together once a year where they exclude Black scientists to just talk about what the fuck I have. When I go out in the sun and I see my golden complexion, I know I'm superior. I feel it. It's in my bloodline. It's in me that I'm superior. Now, I'm not saying that I'm superior to everybody, but what I'm saying is one-on-one, I can beat my match with a white person. I will be more dominant than them. I will probably be more smarter than them. Because let me tell you something, the person who's probably managing you over your job probably has an associate degree, and guess what? They're probably almost making 6 figures. Why? Because they've been indoctrinated into the institution to do it. I've seen it. I went to Northwestern to grad school. So what I'm saying is I've seen indoctrined institutionalized racism. Now, if you want to call me racist, I'll take that. That's not. I'm from Chicago. We're born racist up in here, so it don't really matter.
Okay, but you're saying your color makes you smarter.
Yes, I feel it. I think it. I know it.
Hey,
I know it. I feel it. I think it. I know it. How about that?
Well,
because if I feel it and I think it and I know it, you can't stop me, because this is my perception of my own self.
By the way you have been talking and the words you have chose on this live, you're not. You're not.
I'm not what?
Smarter, because no person that
I am
smart.
I'm pretty much I am. That's why I know. Let me tell you something. Intelligence recognizes intelligence. That's why I don't recognize you, Danini. I don't recognize you because I can just tell by your hairstyle you're lame.
That's not intelligent. Only a ignorant person would
okay, I'm gonna mute y'all.
It sounds like a party. It's like a party up in here.
You are ignorant. That's what you are. You are ignorant.
Really? Danini, first of all, okay, let me just say this. We already know Danini has an inferior complex, okay? So let's just put that out there. So everything that she says to me about how I feel about myself and that I'm not superior, she feels that way because she thinks that she's superior. And anytime she feels like she knocked off her little pedestal, she got something to say.
And that's
what you talking now.
Wrong, darling.
You can keep talking now.
Every flaw that I have, that's what y'all think of me. That's what the Ratchet think of me.
Okay, right. So guess what? If that's what we think of you, I can think of myself as a superior being.
I'm gonna have to mute y'all. Wait a minute. How did I get 2 beautiful Black women fighting each other? How did this happen?
You gotta watch the chat.
Nothing wrong with being positive about and loving who you are. Nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? And Nene, you know, I love you too. Like, I don't understand why y'all, what happened?
He came in
because she over there from the Ratchet crew, Bob.
Yeah.
She
Oh,
over there from the Ratchet crew, and she came in here trying to talk some sense. Was I was with her for a long time until she started going into what she was going into, and it's like it's a complete turn.
Unmute yourself, the
He
beauty.
came
Unmute
on
yourself.
here to tell us.
You could unmute yourself. If you need help, let me see if I could do it.
Am I unmuted?
Unmuted. Oh, and your hair's beautiful. Listen. Y'all two black, beautiful women. Okay? And I don't know about the Ratchet crew and you over there. That ain't my business, right? Because I've never seen you do anything over here. But what I'm going to say is y'all two beautiful black women. And nothing wrong with having the confidence that you have. You see what I'm saying? Your skin is beautiful. I ain't Nene, you beautiful sister too. I ain't even hate no as a matter of fact.
This is my thing. Let me just say this. When I say that I'm superior,
but you gonna talk
that should make no. Let me just finish. Let me just finish. Let me just finish, sweetheart. The Nene, come on now. Let me just finish, sweetheart. Let me just finish. When I say that I'm superior, or dominant. Right. That shouldn't make nobody else feel no certain type of way. That's what I'm saying. How is that making you feel some type of way? How is that making you feel some type of way, Diddy? So everything I said, the only thing that you thought that was racist about me is because I said that I can match any white person one-on-one, brains and everything. I am superior to them. Only time they're superior over us is when they come in the institution. Now debate me if I'm wrong. So you can call that racist if you want to.
You gonna say debate you, but you won't close your mouth, right?
Because I don't talk to fool. You don't really have an education. I'm sorry. I don't talk to ignorant people. Since you still have a plain Jane rap, I can't get with somebody who wears their hair like that. I'm sorry.
That's the thing you're talking about.
Okay, I'm gonna listen to Nene. Go ahead.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Like I said, we was talking about racist.
Yes.
I just came on here to point out that was the clear definition of a racist. Now, I didn't feel no type of way about it. I was just pointing it out because there was a discussion in a debate over the term racist.
And I agree with you. And I was agreeing with you until you were like, and you just said that you're racist, like almost like I'm supposed to feel bad about that. Like, first of all, I didn't say that, but
feel bad or if you feel good about it.
But what I'm saying is, okay, so basically my last statement before the Nene came in, right? Basically, she says that statement blanketed the term of racism. Okay, cool. I'll take that. But then you said, and now you just called yourself, you just pointed out you was a racist. I guess we was all supposed to gasp and be like, oh my God.
That's what you said, right or wrong.
What did I say?
Like I said, when I said you just called yourself a racist, if I pointed out what you said is the clear definition of a racist, then yes, you're indeed calling yourself a racist. So where was I wrong in that?
Okay, maybe you were not wrong in your opinion, but I guess what I'm saying is that
was the definition.
Okay, but this is what I'm saying though. This is what I'm saying. I just want I just want you to know, if you label me as a racist based on what I said about myself, I'm okay with. I'm okay. Okay, Danini, that's fine. Being a racist doesn't make me feel no type of way. It doesn't make me.
That was my opinion. I was pointing out that wasn't an opinion. That was the clear definition. That wasn't my opinion. And
okay, so let's just put it like this. Okay, D Beauty is a racist. D Beauty is a racist, and that's fine. If I feel like one-on-one, a white person to me, I feel that pretty much I am dominant and superior over them, then I guess I am a racist. And I'm glad that I've come to that. I'm glad that it's finally coming out and I can finally like say that with pride. Like, oh my God, like I really am a fucking racist. And I feel great about it.
Question is, when does confidence turn into being a racist? Because that's why you have to have, that's why the power part was important. Otherwise, we all are racist. I mean,
right. And so to the Nene, to what I'm, or not even the Nene's point, what I'm saying is like, the Nene made a good point saying like, okay, that's the definition of racist, and I am one, right? But what I said earlier is that it has to be indoctrined into a person, you know what I'm saying, to be a racist. Now, you can hate white people for what the atrocities that they have done to every melanated person on this earth. Whop the bam. Okay. But what was my point? Let me hold on for a second. But
so I'm gonna answer the bottom question. The reason why I came to that and said she was, and what changed it is she said she was smarter just because of the color of her skin.
No. I did not say that because guess what? Denini, I did not say that. I didn't. I just said a white person. What I'm saying is I'm talking about everything. I'm talking about everything that makes me who I am. All the ingredients. Okay.
But I'm answering Bob's question. And that's what made me say that about you. Because of what you said, because of the melanin in your skin. It was based on.
Well, that's what I told, but no, that was my rebuttal to you when you said that I am a racist. Well, I never said that. No, please just listen for a second. I just said toe to toe, and I don't know whoever the fuck he be fighting, right? Toe to toe, 1-on-1, based off my education, based off my environment, based off my common sense, my street sense, based off my way to know how to. No. Let me finish the way I present myself. Based on what I'm saying is I can. It's not just because I'm black. No. It's not just no. Because I didn't say that. Because I said everything is an institution. So if when I went to school, all those things, look, it was an institution, right? That institution.
What's the institution?
Every institution that
you said because of melanin in your skin, though. That was your example.
No, I said that. Look, first of all, I said that facetiously. But what I said is, how do I know that I'm saying it? Then okay, let's go. You want me to go? I'm gonna explain.
So what do you expect us to say when you say something just out of spite?
Who's saying out of spite? Man, that's not a spite, baby. I'm saying like. You want to and I don't see the I don't see the live chat thing. Let me say, if everybody's in the live chat calling me, I don't care. Stop calling me black. I mean, it's the same thing. It doesn't make me feel like if everybody in the chat room is saying, "Oh, okay, well, that's
so now it's everybody else." No, it's not what you said that everybody is saying that. It's just everybody else, and then you said it. You said that first, and then everybody else started saying it.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, so everybody can say that, and you can say that. Hell, I said it. After you said it,
and that's why everybody is saying it. That's the reason why.
No, but the thing is, I'm not having a conversation with everybody. What I'm saying is, everybody can say what they want. That doesn't. I don't know how that. When you're saying like everybody's saying that, like okay.
Listen, let me say this. Got two powerful black women.
Yes, you do. Well, you at least got one. It's me. Go ahead.
Both of y'all. Y'all.
Look, I'm just being facetious. I hope y'all know what that means, but you can look it up. I'm just being facetious, okay?
What it means? Tell me what it means. I need to know.
I do got the dictionary.
But I'm asking you because you're using it. So apparently you're using it.
Let me break.
No, I'm gonna let you see. I'm gonna be like, I ain't gonna show you all the ropes, baby. You gotta learn something yourself now. Come on.
Pull up my Urban Dictionary. Let me.
We was talking about.
Thank you.
We was on you, and then now we are way to the left.
No, wait. This is the thing. Let me just say this. I have a lot of confidence. Okay, and it's not. What I'm saying is I prove my confidence every day I step out of my door. I see what I attract and I see what comes to me and I see the moves that I make. So what I'm saying is I'm not just talking like, oh, blah, blah, blah. No, I know a lot about, I know a little about a lot of things, but I also know a lot about one thing or two things or three things. And one thing I do know is that I'm confident and that I am superior. It's not, I didn't say I was superior against y'all. I said, what? Oh, okay, I'm not saying that you said that. I'm not saying, Danini, you don't have to be the bully, sweetheart. I know that. Listen, I know when an intelligent girl comes into the classroom, the bully. I understand that. It's okay, sweetie. I love you because guess what? At the end of the semester, we're gonna be best friends. It's okay.
You can call me bully all you want,
because you called yourself a bully one time on a live stream, so you already self-proclaimed that you are a bully. I've heard that months ago. That you said that months ago. So what I'm saying is, I'm not a bully. Okay. So if you're a bully and I'm the racist superior, let's just keep it like that. I know that I'm the new girl, and I know I'm the new girl in town. Calm down. I'm the new girl in town. Calm down. It's gonna be a lot of more new girls. Okay, don't worry. Anyway, what was you saying, Bob?
And I guess that made me
down, Lord. I don't even know how to calm down.
I'm not excited. I just can't believe that superior makes people feel some type of way. It's like, ooh, wow, really? But I'm fine with that because I'm used to stuff like that.
So you think that a black person, and I'm asking everybody on the panel, y'all think, can a black person be racist?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, obviously.
No, what do you think? So you think that a black person could be racist?
Well, I think based
what you
on that I'm superior.
Hello.
But you think that based on your education?
Okay, I want to wave a bullshit flag over what she just said. Black people systematically cannot be racist because in order to be racist, you can be prejudiced, but we cannot be racist because in order to be racist, we have to have power over that race we're racist against. We don't have power over anybody.
Late to the party.
So
that's what we were talking about earlier.
Systematically impossible for black people to be racist. Not possible. You cannot be racist if you're black. Not possible.
That's some bull. You don't have to have power to be a racist.
You black people systematically cannot be racist. We can be prejudiced. You can prejudge anybody.
That's
okay. And you told yourself that. I'm telling you a fact. In order to be racist against somebody, it means you have to have power to do something to that.
Can you hear me?
Hear you now.
Okay, so what Lord Gailey?
Wait, you're breaking up, babe.
But it's good she's breaking up. But like I said, in order to be racist, you have to have the ability.
Wait a minute. Okay, let's take turns. I
have a question. I have a question for Lord Gailey.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Lord Gailey. Okay, you said systematically. Is systematically the same as institutionalized or not?
Those are two completely different things. Like you didn't say what facetious means. Facetious means you bullshit. You saying that shit just to get a rise out of somebody. That's what facetious
there you go. You get the star. Oh my God, you get a star today, Lord Gailey. Which color you want? You want green, silver, or gold?
Who is this lady?
He got
this is the person.
Lord Gailey knows what facetious is.
This is the person when you go on a road trip, you send her ass in the grocery store to get a candy bar, you leave her ass in there.
Never been left on a road trip. But go ahead.
Go get the candy bar. I'm a gas up. You come out, I'm fucking gone.
I will never be in the car with you, but
and green stickers and colored crayons, whatever.
All over your face. I'll put them stickers all over your face, boy. And you gonna like it because you gonna eat this pimpin'. I'm gonna spoon feed it to you. You hear me?
Who told you that shit?
Go ahead.
Okay, first of all, stay off the Molly. Stay off them pills. Stay off. It's not working for you. It's not working.
Never.
Like I said, black people systematically cannot be racist.
You just proved that I wasn't a racist, so thank you.
I'm gonna answer your goddamn question, woman. Okay.
Answer it, damn you.
Can I answer the goddamn question? Now,
sure, go ahead, man.
Institutionalized, which is completely different than systematically. Systematically means as a whole. In order to be racist, you have to be able to do something to that race as a whole. We cannot.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Say cracker, we say cracker home. Yes. They're gay and they can't do shit about it because unfortunately.
Amen.
Can I finish? Unfortunately, white people are the fuck? That's why your ass didn't left at the goddamn gas station. Like I said,
Never, because I'm gonna jump in the Uber and catch your ass. Don't play with me.
Whatever. Anyway,
Okay.
because white people are not on them 7 protected classes. It doesn't count. If you control everything, you're not a victim and you're not oppressed. So black people systematically cannot be fucking racist. Period. It's not possible. Cows will get Pepsi before black people can be systematically racist. It's not happening. It's not possible.
That's not true.
Bullshit. White folks would be racist. Bullshit, because if you...
They wouldn't change the definition, but they also kind of hid some things, and it does mean you have to oppress people. And we as a black person, I can't oppress anyone.
Exactly. That's my point. That's why I said systematically as a whole, we cannot be racist.
Nowhere in the definition.
It is. I've read it myself. I'm looking at the definition just because I went past the first sentence and the first paragraph.
I didn't have to read the definition. I just knew what the fuck it meant.
Let's just ask, why don't we ask Webster? Is anybody using a Webster Merriam dictionary?
Let's see.
Laura Gaelic.
So you mean to tell me you have to oppress people as a whole?
Yes.
In order to be racist, you have to have the ability to do that, and we do not.
Oh.
You can be prejudiced, you can prejudge anybody, but to be racist, the "is" part means you have power over somebody. We ain't got power over shit, so we cannot be racist. We can say all kind of slurs.
Okay.
But are we gonna get sued? No. If you say honky on your phone and call somebody and these goddamn crackers, you are not gonna be penalized for that. If white folks say nigger like Papa John said nigger, you getting pulled from the CEO. Period.
They changed it.
Racist.
You cannot be racist if you black. It's not possible.
They changed it. They changed it.
Racist is a person. One.
Look, I'm talking about a way of life. Racist is the whole goddamn philosophy. You cannot.
I'm talking about the term racist.
I'm telling you what it means. In order to be, you cannot be racist if you black. It's not fucking possible. Because what can you do to that race? Nothing.
Listen.
We can't do nothing to them.
It's clearly said that the race that she is superior to the white person clearly because of
Who said that?
Of her skin.
Who said that?
Your girl right here.
That ain't my goddamn girl. Wanted to need to quit slipping them goddamn oxycodone. That's why she talking like that.
I said it.
She could be superior to a goddamn potato. I don't care.
And guess what? If I am superior to a goddamn potato, so I'm racist against potatoes, okay? And
if you can do something to potatoes, now what can you do to all potatoes?
I can bake the fuck out of a potato. I can double bake it. I can mash it. I can cut it into fries. I can do all types of shit with it, Laura Gaelic.
Wait, now I'm muting everybody. Listen, we're going to go back to where this conversation started. Y'all can unmute yourself. Don't say shit, though, God damn it. This started out with us talking about Tommy Sotomayor. Stupidity came in here, and he wanted to prove Tommy is a racist. That's how, girl, you something. He wanted to prove that Tommy was a racist.
Fuck a potato up. Fuck a potato up.
And she playing with you, Mom. That's what she over here to do. I'm just
saying, when I do the potato, I will fuck a baked potato up. Okay, I will fuck a mashed potato up. I will fuck a potato up. Okay, so I will fucking potato. So guess what? I'm superior over that motherfucker. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry, Mom.
Okay, we got your point. Didn't even say, girl. Oh Lord, I'm not trying to kick my sisters out. Can we have a conversation?
We try. Yeah, we can. This one coming over here to play with you because she just did it again. Over you to talk.
Bomb, am I playing with you, Bomb? Am I?
Yes.
I'm not.
Conversation. Yes. So I don't take it as you playing with me. I just take it as everybody bullshitting like y'all doing. So anyway, because you was participating, weren't you? As far as unless
I was. I was. I'm the one that was got to racist and this that. I was cool. I was feeling.
Elle telling me hell no. Tell me, okay, talk to me, Elle.
She been playing us since she got over here.
Oh, she been
see, there y'all go. How have I been playing y'all? Please tell me, because I was talking about institutionalized racism. I'm playing y'all. How? Please tell me.
If you stop talking for 5 seconds, I might can tell you. But
Okay,
I
go
saw
ahead.
your comments in the chat room for one thing. So that sets the precedence. That sets the tone.
Because you
So
know why? Because
I'm
black
just
people, we as black
saying,
people should know that we cannot look up two words in a
why?
dictionary as a term.
I'm talking. I didn't ask you why. See, this is what I'm talking about. And you got on here. You said your little point. You insulted us. So yeah, you
How?
playing games. You
How did
playing
I
games.
insult y'all? I
She
didn't though.
said,
Okay.
look up
Okay.
institutional racism. I didn't mean.
What I said was you can't listen. You cannot look up two words together in a dictionary.
You're right.
We know this, y'all. We know this. Come on now. Let's just come on.
No,
We
you're
know
right.
that we cannot. That's like looking up table floor. I mean, it's two different things. You see what I'm saying? You
insinuated
can't
that
do
you
that.
were
Right
smarter
out,
than
and
us.
you're right.
You
Listen,
insinuated that you were
listen. When
smarter
she
than
said
us.
it, she was right,
You
and that's why I
insinuated
was
that
like, okay,
you
That's all I'm
insinuated
saying.
that
What
you
I'm
were
saying is we
smarter than
know
us.
that.
go ahead, Elle. I didn't hear you, sis.
I guess y'all can't hear me. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
you
can.
know, I wanted to tell you a long time ago. Let me see if I could change your.
I can hear you.
Can't hear that well. Go ahead, Elle.
You insinuated that you were smarter than us. That was
No,
No.
she
another
said
insult.
us.
No, I
She didn't say
didn't. And see,
Yes,
this is
you
the
did.
point that I want to make
Yes, you
about
did.
this.
You asked me a question, and even before I can even finish a thought, you cut me off, and you said we cut him off by running him. We kept cutting him off and ran him off the panel. Yes, you did. And you insinuated that you was so smart. Yes, you did. And I saw the little shit you was talking in the chat room. So don't try to sit here now and try to be all innocent.
Who is him?
I peeped your scheme.
So now she ran
You
off.
got on here to drop jewels. You got on here to drop jewels. You got on here to educate us old lanes, right?
But the
Is that
shit she
right,
was
sis?
saying made no sense. I'm
Well, then
like,
pause. Talking
the
in
fuck
circles.
potatoes got to do with this shit?
Sorry. Because you said a
Shit.
potato. That's
She
all.
didn't even know
Look,
what
y'all.
facetious meant.
Talking over Bomb. She just
Look, I'm the one that said it. Of course, I know what it means. I know what it means. Silly.
y'all all over the place.
using that and she
This is what I'm saying.
Lord
What I'm
Jesus,
saying is this.
please let this
Bomb
lady's
Cherry, can you
Wi-Fi
hear
go out
me?
so she can shut the fuck up.
like
Bomb
I'm a
Cherry, can you hear me?
I know the game. You was doing it, talking about the potatoes once again, just to talk over Bomb and get your point across.
She
Can
has
y'all hear
no
me?
point.
Can y'all hear me? I'm back.
Ain't
You
nobody
ain't never left. What the fuck is you talking about?
Lord David, shut the fuck up. Stop it.
How the
Anyway,
fuck you gonna leave when the bitch you tell me to shut the fuck up? Cause you ain't drunk on this
don't call me a
motherfucker.
bitch. Don't call me
You
a
and
bitch.
your
Don't
goddamn
call me a
potato.
bitch.
Yeah,
Don't call
I
me a
call you
bitch.
what you act like.
Well, okay.
Okay,
And
You act
this
like a bitch,
let
I'ma
me
call you bitch.
can I just say
That
this,
don't
Mom
mean you
Cherry?
gotta be
Now, so
like that every
everybody,
day.
so
I'm
okay,
just saying.
this was a clear telltale sign of what's wrong with us as a people.
what's
Now,
wrong?
I'm gonna say like, let me just finish
No,
because it seemed like
can't
when
be
a black when a
so
black
now you want to get your
when
you
a
want
black
to get the
person
real
comes into a
people now.
conversation
Go ahead and
with
get me out. I'm gonna play just like you play. Just like you kept talking over everybody, I'm gonna talk over you. Get your ass off this live stream. You won't come here disrespecting everybody. I'm gonna disrespect
let's ask her first. I want to know what she think about Sasha.
Me and Bob Cherry was having a good conversation. Me and Bob Cherry, I didn't say anything offensive to anybody.
No, you came in here with them stupid ass potatoes.
Because you said I could be racist against the potato, and I said I will fuck the
No.
potato up.
How many niggas ate a potato last week? You the only motherfucker you didn't know, so you can't be racist against a fucking potato either. But eat that motherfucker, shut the fuck up so you can
You
hear
know
him.
what? You're right.
No.
You're right, because me and the potato are the same skin color. You are so right. I cannot be racist. But
You mean the crusty, ashy,
I
dirty
would
ones that
be.
come out the ground?
But white potatoes, I don't fuck with white potatoes, y'all. I do not fuck with white potatoes.
No,
I
you
don't fuck with white
said you were the same skin tone potato.
I
So
only
you
fuck
got
with
all the
brown
dents.
potatoes, so I
Wait a
am
minute.
racist. I only
So
fuck
you
with
got all
brown
the dents and
potatoes. I
holes and
never even
bruises
fuck with
and
a white
dirt and shit.
potato. So yeah, all right.
But your skin tone is like a potato, you said. So you got all the bumps and scratches and bruises and dirts and shit. Very good analogy. Very good.
It
Now
is
you get a motherfucking sticker for participation.
No.
You get an A for
I'll take
participation
gold.
today.
I'll take gold. I'll take gold. Thank you.
Find this
I'll take gold. I'll take gold.
I leave y'all for 2 hours and I come back and y'all got this motherfucker on the panel.
And why is that a problem for you? My question is, why is that a problem for you? Why me being on the phone is a problem?
Because I don't eat potatoes.
Nigga, what you eat? You eat rice? What you eat, nigga? Rice, potato, pasta, what the fuck? I need a starch. I don't fuck with niggas who don't eat starch. So you gonna have to tell me what you eat.
Stop coming at me like we motherfucking Spain parties.
Lame.
Yo, don't come at me like that, like we finna play goddamn bingo together.
Both of y'all single? Cause y'all dating or something?
Never.
I ain't trying this motherfucker. I'm trying to help y'all out.
Nah, I'm good.
I came in waving the bullshit flag like, where the fuck y'all find this motherfucker?
We was having a
Chicago.
And this is what facetious means. This is what facetious means. You should stay in Chicago because it's Chirac and they shoot a bunch of motherfuckers up there.
I go. Chicago. Okay, that's where I'm from.
Lord have mercy.
Right.
What's the topic? Oh,
but you know what's the worst part about this whole shit? 20 million sperm and her ass was the motherfucking fastest. So imagine that shit. Imagine the sperm that lost to
yes, and I have a degree, from Northwestern. So thank you. And my undergrad is from the University of Illinois, and I went to DePaul for my marketing certificate degree.
And you're still eating potatoes.
Then you say you
because
so you outswam everybody. You jumped out your daddy's balls. You outswimming every motherfucker.
And I did.
I want to see who came in second.
And this golden brown thing came out like a baked potato.
With all the dents and bruises and dirt on it? Yeah, I believe that.
You can believe it?
I don't know where it turned at. I'm
going to tell you where it turned.
I can't do the same, y'all.
Let me just say this. It turned because a lot of people cannot deal with their own kind speaking in a certain type of confidence. I know that. And that's what it is. It's because
if you're confident, why are you trying to talk to you, potatoes?
I'm not even talking to you. I'm not even talking to you.
I don't give a fuck. You won't come in here defending potatoes, but you superior? Potato, really?
But see, this the thing, though. This the thing. I never said that. Listen, I never said that I was superior to y'all, and I never said that I was superior to my own people. That's the fucked up part. I said that even if I said that I was superior, if I feel like I'm superior to,
how the fuck you gonna just say that shit and then talking about, I didn't just say that. Why'd you put your feet on Eddie Murphy's couch? I didn't do that.
Bomb cherry. I specifically said one-on-one, white to black, me and a white person, me and a white girl, same age, same education. I am dominant over her. I never said over y'all. I never said over black folks. I never said any of that. But for some reason, y'all taking something that ain't got nothing to do with y'all. Y'all not even white. Y'all not even white. So why y'all offended?
I'm talking about potatoes. I'm gonna kick your ass out. Now stop it. Now listen.
How are you superior to the white girl because you be eating potatoes?
Basically.
Just let her go with her dominant self.
Like when
y'all found a stray puppy and it followed y'all to this motherfucking live stream. That's what this shit is.
Even if she was talking about me and saying, "Bomb, look, I think I'm superior to you," I would be like, "Go, girl." You know what I mean? We gotta stop.
Well, that's the thing, though. But this is the part that drives me crazy because I didn't say it about one black person. I didn't say it about y'all. So my thing is,
every time you
I know you know Bomb Tree, but what I'm saying is, it's so funny how I make black people feel a certain way when I'm like, this is what I'm saying. What I'm saying is Laura Gaelic against the white person. This is what I'm saying.
Who are you making feel a certain way?
Listen. If you would just
get the fuck out of here.
Nobody cares.
I know you see she's doing this on purpose. Every time.
Right.
Of course she is.
See that.
Let the Nene speak. And anybody who speak on it.
What's wrong with her?
At the same.
I said every time you open your mouth to say something, within a few words, she talk over you to talk about some other bullshit. She is clearly being disrespectful.
Okay, I'm not taking it that way, but
she knows that.
No, she knows that. But she's not the only person who does that neither, now is she? And I've been there are people who've been doing this for a while. So I'm used I don't take offense.
Well, her and TK will make a great couple because he be drunk half the time.
She is doing it on purpose. So
both of them don't having a clue what the fuck they talking about.
We was actually having a conversation before this, and everybody was getting their word in. So then all of a sudden it kind of blew up.
I heard this shit. I had to come save y'all. I'm like, what the fuck?
She did not say she was superior than anybody black. She actually said white people. She literally said white people. And that's why I asked, if you feel like when does it become racist versus confidence? That's why that word means what we would been saying. Because otherwise we all would be racist.
You can be confident, but you cannot. You don't have power over that race, so you can't be racist.
Wait a minute, Lord Gaelic, because you and I are on the same side, and also she was also. So you're fighting somebody who actually on your same side you're on.
Yeah, she's speaking gibberish, and I'm like, okay, it's bullshit. We know you're trolling.
The reason why I said that, because when I came in and said that, she had only said it was because of the color of her skin. When she said that was the only reason, because of the color of her skin, that made it racist. Because
no, she can be prejudiced. She cannot do anything to that race, so she cannot be racist.
Okay, I see.
I'm not about book smart education. She didn't say any of that. She just based it on her skin color.
She can be prejudiced. She prejudged her, but she cannot be racist.
My melanin and things like that. I understood where she was coming from.
Right, she prejudged her. You can be prejudiced, but you cannot be racist.
We can hear you now.
Oh my God.
Okay, let me just say this. This everybody, please. Let me get my 30 seconds in. I'm done. What I'm saying is, I can never have seen Bomb Cherry, Lord Gaelic, Danini. I see Danini at her job, and she has a white counterpart at her job. I'm going to automatically assume that Danini is better. Okay, not even knowing her. Okay, not even knowing that Danini is a bully or whatever. Okay, Lord Gaelic, shut up. If I see you against a white man,
you got it. Wait.
If I see, listen. If you would just listen.
Listen. You get that shit from? I will slap the dog shit out your ass. Keep that shit up. What the fuck is you talking about?
Listen.
We can hear what you talking about.
Listen. If Lord Gaelic is with a white man, I never told you to shut the fuck up.
Put a pinky ring on and slap the shit out your ass, but go ahead and finish your point.
Lord have mercy.
I'm waiting.
If Lord Gaelic is up against his white counterpart for a job, okay? Me as a black person, I'm going to assume Lord Gaelic is better for the job, okay? Not even knowing him, okay? But I'm Cherry, okay?
That's affirmative action.
Whatever you do, just listen. For example, Bon Cherry, you love to cook, right? And I know you can cook. If you at a cookout with a white woman that's been cooking the same amount of years as you, unless she Paula Deen, I'm automatically assume you are superior at it. That's all that I'm saying. I never said.
That's an unwritten rule. We don't eat white people food at the party.
Hear me out. What I'm saying is,
Paula Deen, you can't use that because if you don't
bullshit at the house party, if it's a house party or an employee party, I ain't even white people shit.
What are y'all talking about? Y'all talking about subliminals and stuff. Listen, what I'm saying is,
I ain't even white people food.
You gotta put a black person that you don't know and a white person that you don't know. You can't.
I'm going to this school.
I'm eating the black person food. I'm sorry. I'm not.
Listen. I'm gonna tell you what. Okay, Ryan, this is what I'm saying. I'm saying the same thing y'all saying. What I'm saying
is Keisha and Amy.
Oh my God.
Listen.
Y'all
listen. Let me finish. Just let me finish. What I'm saying is, I automatically, because I am black and I feel that my race is the most superior race, I'm going to automatically have this connective. Wait a minute, let me finish.
That's in your head. You can feel anything you want. That's not reality.
No. What's the problem? Because the truth of the matter is, I feel that
that's what I'm saying.
She can feel anything she wants, but in reality, she is not.
Well, we're not talking about reality.
How do you know that? Well, that's what I'm saying. This was a white person.
Society.
Listen, no, and that's the thing. I don't give a fuck what society says.
As a whole, we have no control over
but
anyone.
Lord Gaelic, I'm
so we
agreeing with you.
cannot be
Lord
racist.
Gaelic, I'm agreeing with you, brother. That's what I'm trying to tell
Because
you.
I'm right. You agree with me because
No,
I'm right.
I never disagree with you. I never disagree with that.
You can't because you're
never
gonna lose.
disagree with that.
You're gonna lose. You cannot out argue me.
My race. Listen to me. I feel my race is more superior than any other race on this planet. That's all that I'm saying. If y'all got a problem with that, something's definitely wrong with y'all.
Who got a problem with that? I'm just saying, don't get fooled. No, I'm just saying, don't get fooled by your own daydream. Because then you're going to get your feelings hurt.
But Lord Gaelic, you did say you don't have control over your life. You do. As a black
I didn't say that. I said, you know, in order to be racist, you have to have control over that race. And we do not have control over anyone.
I was saying.
That is the definition of racism.
Lord Gaelic, since you came in late, I'm going to tell you exactly what I said, right? I said individually. This is what I said. Individually, a white person, a black person, they probably don't match up. Most likely, the black person is more dominant in whatever field they're competing against. Okay, I said
because we're hungrier. That's because we're hungrier than them.
Okay, listen to brother. Just listen to me for a second. What I then said was, as an institution, though, I said we go from one institution to another. What I said is, as an institution, we will always be defeated. That's all I said. Which basically said
that is true.
Lord Gaelic. So what I'm saying is, individually, yes, we can overpower them. As a collective, as an institution, we cannot.
But see, this is the thing.
All that I was saying.
But this is the thing. The only time that we were together on this shit was when we was getting our ass kicked in the 60s.
Y'all was talking.
Because when Martin Luther, when Dr. King got shot, no, I'm telling you.
Another thing, Lord Gaelic.
During the 60s, when we was marching, that's when we was together. But when Martin Luther King got killed, the civil rights movement stopped. Period.
Okay. Wait. Listen, LG. Listen.
Oh my God! Don't call me that shit.
Well, it's too late. So listen. Well, and then I said, this is what I said. I also described how their strength.
Okay, Danini, go ahead.
All I'm saying is what they were taught to think that, oh, I'm not going to eat the white people food because they don't season the way black people season.
You goddamn right.
That's the institution part of the racism. That doesn't mean that because the way
that's prejudice. You are prejudging. That is not racist.
The way you season food comes from your cultural background. That doesn't have anything to do with the color of your skin.
That is prejudice. You are prejudging them, and I still ain't eating their goddamn food. But anyway,
prejudice is things like that. What makes them a racist. The racist is a person.
No, you are prejudging that person. The suffix ism and ist means you have control over that race. You are prejudging that person. You can be prejudiced. I ain't need that motherfucking shit.
So
who made a potato salad?
Judging the person that's prejudging another person.
Yes.
What's the name of them? What are they called?
They're being prejudiced. We're just used to stretching the word racism. No, we're too. We're too used to using the word racism universally. You cannot be racist if you're black. You cannot be racist if you're black. You can be prejudiced.
Can I say something?
Please do.
Can I say something?
Please.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So you was kind of late to the party.
Right.
Okay. So before you got here, the point that you're arguing is the same thing that me and Baum said, or me and Baum was trying to explain to people. Okay. Mm-hmm. So since that time, we looked it up, okay, in an old dictionary, online, various places. It appears that the meaning has changed.
Exactly.
Now, what do you mean exactly? Hold on, brother. Just listen, okay? So those of us that are a little bit older, we this definition of this word the way that we were led to believe what it meant, or the way we thought what it used to mean, put it that way. The younger generation is like, no, because I'm agreeing with you in the sense that they've used that word interchangeably with being prejudiced. to mean the same thing. We knew it to mean two different words, two different meanings. Okay, but now when you look in a dictionary and from the general consensus of just seems like the younger generation, they, hold up the definition of that word being you can be a black person and be racist. So you and her are arguing a point that we already deaded like an hour or so ago because the definition apparently has changed.
Right, because
So
they're trying to do this Gen X thing, like, oh,
So
everyone's
you're
the
arguing this
same.
point, and we already been over this. So
I know.
just
It's
let
like,
it go, brother. Just
everyone is beige. We all love each other. Bullshit.
Right. Well, just let it go.
They want to. You know
It
how
is
white
what
folks
it
try.
is.
Right. You know how white folks try to pretend like racism don't exist. That's why they changed that goddamn definition to include us. Well, you can be racist too, brother. Bull motherfucking shit.
Right.
And even
because that's the revised edition of the damn Webster's dictionary, and that's got to be at least in the past 10 years.
Beauty, you gotta unmute yourself. No one can do it for you.
Yeah, they definitely changed it.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Right, but we know why it changed.
Well, we may know why, or maybe we may have an understanding or an idea. But what I'm saying is, here we've been arguing, but we've been arguing this definition of this word now twice for the last 2 hours. So you're going backwards, and we already been there. Like you and her going over, and we already been there, done that. So it don't make sense to keep arguing that. I know, and that's why I'm trying to bring you up to speed, brother. You going backwards in time. We already did this.
Okay.
So we've already let it go that the understanding of the word now means.
And so I didn't come in to disagree or
I'm still using the old definition because that new shit is only 10 years old.
But then you just gonna keep arguing with yourself in a circle. Then you just let him argue. Then he just wants to argue.
I'm finna go fry some chicken and go to sleep.
At the end of the day, I wasn't saying like, "Oh, you guys are wrong. You guys are." I didn't say any of that. Me calling myself superior should make anybody feel no way because I feel like y'all should feel like y'all superior too.
I actually laughed my ass off when you said that.
Well, no one cares though. Did your ass fall off though? Do you not have an ass anymore?
You've been mad, disrespectful though since you hit this hangout, and then you wonder why.
Who?
You.
I haven't been disrespectful to anybody. I haven't been disrespectful to you. I've been disrespectful to a baked potato.
Lord
but no, I definitely haven't because I haven't said anything
disrespectful, honey. Because I've seen the things that you said.
Oh, you talking about in the chat?
The little comments that you were making. Yes.
Well, you know what? Maybe this is my vernacular, but I'm really not being.
About your vernacular.
It is. It must be because I'm not being smart.
You said
we try to backpedal because you being
I understood the words you said very clearly.
And what did I say that was insulting?
You came on here with the idea of setting somebody straight, dropping some jewels, telling us something. This has been your energy since you got on the hangout.
My energy has been what I felt racism is.
You have talked over everyone who's tried to have a point.
Word.
I'm not talking over you.
Hangout. Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
Still talking, and you're still talking.
Yes, you are.
I didn't even take a breath, and you just start talking.
She's not doing anything that anyone else hasn't done.
That's what I'm saying. When I hear y'all hangouts, this is what I hear. So I don't see anything different. Now, my thing is, when I came in here, I didn't say anything disrespectful to anybody. I said what I felt about stupidity asses being ran off on the plug twice. That's what I said. We talked about what I felt like institutional racism is and how it's more dangerous than niggas hanging from a noose and shit like that because it's hard to prove. I live in one of the most segregated cities. I know it is very difficult to prove institutionalized racism. You have to go into another institution to prove institutionalized racism. So what I'm saying, I didn't say anything disrespectful since I've been in this live talking. When Danini got on here and said, no, I have not. I have not disrespected anybody. The only person I disrespected the most.
Cut off everybody on here. You're lying. You're full of shit. I'm muting myself.
And this is what happens most of the time when I
a lot of stuff, Mom. I'm sorry, but it is what it is.
Disrespecting me because
Mom got common sense. She knows I didn't disrespect anybody.
There's an insult.
That doesn't mean that is that you did. That's what I'm saying. That whatever problem you got with me.
Yep. I'm going to sleep, y'all. So
Good night.
good
What's the people?
night.
You did something. What happened? Oh, she got. I don't know what happened.
I muted her ass because I'm sick of her talking. She keep talking over L. You can't get a whole sentence in because she running her damn mouth.
L ain't making no
she
valid
full of
point.
shit.
No, I'm still right here. What I'm saying is, if me calling myself superior,
You talking now?
I was trying to, but it don't matter because you know I'm not gonna argue a point if Bomb don't feel like she been disrespected, so I'm not gonna waste my breath. So
I didn't feel disrespected. Not at all.
hey, because you ain't see it. That's what I'm saying.
People go over me, and I didn't feel disrespected.
When I noticed someone else is talking,
generational gap. Go ahead.
Well, when I noticed someone else is talking, I try to stop. But, you know, the night before last, I sat for the longest time not saying anything. And you was like, oh, you're so quiet. Well, because if you don't just jump in, you don't get heard. But she never once yield the floor. She never once yield the floor to say, oh, wait, someone's talking. Let me stop. She never once. And I'm telling you, I watched what she said and I'm listening to the things that she said, not so much to you, but what she said to Danini and, you know, what she implied. You know, she thought she's so smart. She got these degrees and she's superior. And that's why that struck a nerve when she said that, because of her overall attitude. Like she's better than everybody.
Right. Okay.
So ain't nobody imagined that.
Let me speak on that though. You know, sometimes we encounter people who know more than us in certain areas instead of us.
Bomb. It ain't about people knowing more. It's her attitude.
My attitude. I don't have an attitude though.
We don't know her to know if she has a nasty attitude. Maybe she's just aggressive, just natural. We don't know her to make the judgment. So if somebody could come and say, oh, hey, I know more about this than you.
But this is the thing. I never said that I knew more about.
No, I didn't say you said that, sweetheart. I didn't say that. Okay?
You defending her. She's still cutting you off. Like I said, I'm not wasting my breath on her. It's
but she's trolling. She's doing this shit on purpose. Like, I didn't mean that. Yes, you did.
Everybody
knows exactly what she's saying.
Wait.
She knows exactly what she's saying and how she means it.
We tend to not want to grasp the information that each of us have. We're willing to say, well, she thinks she's too much. Oh, like they tell me, oh, well, she's married. She thinks just because she's married, she could tell us this. This is what we're doing in our community.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Not all of us. I'm not. If you're doing good, my thing is, how can I get like you? Tell me how to get like you. That's how I roll. I ain't trying to hate because you.
I didn't come on here bragging. I didn't say you.
No, you came on here trolling. You're doing this shit on purpose. It's okay. Just admit it. You came on here fucking trolling.
Too full of shit. I learned from everyone. I don't have a problem learning from someone younger than me, older than me. I learned from my grandchildren probably more than I've learned from any adult. So it ain't about that. So I take offense to that. It's her overall attitude.
But that's the
her
truth.
overall attitude.
With some information.
Shit. Ain't nobody gonna take nothing from somebody with a stank attitude. So
well,
you didn't see that. You didn't take it that way.
It's more important.
Whatever. Well,
I didn't see a stink when she came on. She was like, "Bomb, this is that." And the first thing she said was, "You don't look in the dictionary for 2 words." And you know what? She was right. When she said
that's not an insult to nobody. You don't. You're not gonna.
No, don't care about that.
So why would I take offense to
going
something
back to that? I don't care about that.
Well, that's the first
like,
thing
I don't care about that. But
now,
hey, like I said, I'm not gonna take up for nobody that don't need defending. So, you know, you don't see it that way. Hey, it is what
but
it is.
if you felt offended, then you could speak for you. That's I'm just saying for me. I did not feel offended. That's all I'm saying. Now, if you felt
nobody should.
She trolling.
How? Define it.
You participated in the conversation. I thought trolling meant usually when people don't participate, they come in and like if she was cracking jokes, she wasn't participating, and that would be trolling.
I'm saying stuff about my own race, and I get it's like you know what I'm saying. That's just so retarded.
I wasn't finished, and I'm gonna keep muting you every time you talk over. So how about that?
Well, you know, and is she trying to act like she didn't insult don't insult my intelligence by acting like you didn't come on here insulting people.
Right.
That's what I really don't appreciate out of everything. If she ain't got attitude, fine. She ain't got attitude. Maybe I misread her, but she damn sure came on here acting like she was superior or knew more.
No, I didn't.
Or okay, whatever, honey, whatever.
And right.
That's why I'm trying to argue with no child. So
you gotta teach the child how to act.
My profile is not a child.
You gotta teach children how to act in front of grown-ups. So when you
get you a bully, shut up.
I gotta keep
she told people shut up.
The Nene is a bully. Everybody knows that.
Other guy, shut the fuck up.
She's self-proclaimed.
She don't get no pass.
I don't like the between us for no reason.
Well, it ain't no reason, Bomb. You keep saying no reason. Every time
the Nene has an inferiority complex.
See?
Janky. Low self-esteem.
See? She janky.
Bully.
Right.
She keep getting
new girl on the block.
Muted.
See?
That's why.
That's what I mean. That's a child. She probably younger than all my kids.
Look, this is the definition of a troll. Y'all know where the word but look, do y'all know where the word troll came from as far as troll?
That girl.
Look at
just transferred in.
This is
okay, stop.
Can somebody mute her motherfucking ass? This is what it means to troll. Trolling is basically fishing, right? That's where it comes from.
Late registration.
What do you do when you go fishing?
Like this Jack on the
late registration.
Who was that had you laughing the other night, Nene?
College dropout.
She keep muting her, that's why.
Right.
I'm ending this shit. I'm done. I can't control y'all.
No, let her stay on because now she's going into all this other shit. So let her stay on.
Thank you. I'm gonna stay on.
Stay with you.
I'm not going nowhere.
Okay, say good night to everybody because I can't do it.
Night. I'm glad y'all know what institutionalized racism is. Know that you cannot look up 2 words in the dictionary.
Thank you. So glad you.
I love a baked potato. I love a baked potato.
Good night.
Bye. I'll see y'all next time.